Good evening and welcome to a rainy football night on Friday night at Kirkwood High School. Raining all over the area for the Bommarito Automotive Group Prep Zone High School Game of the Week. Tonight, it's the Kirkwood Pioneers hosting the Parkway North Vikings. Both teams highly ranked in the state, and it should be a terrific game tonight. Good evening, everybody. Harry Schrader, Isaac Bird. We'll be joined by Angela Sharp in just a little bit. The Kirkwood Pioneers, one of the top three teams in the state in Class 6. Parkway North, top 2 or 3 teams in Class 4. It should be a great game tonight between these two stellar broad teams.
I'm expecting a very good game today. Parkway North comes in with a 4-0 record led by a defense that's only giving up 4 points a game. Now, they're going against an offense that is struggling to put up points against good teams.
Proven coaches on both sides, and let's talk about some of the key players tonight. First, the Elite Football Academy player to watch is the quarterback from Kirkwood, Reese Goddard.
Goddard sure does look the part, doesn't he? 6'1", 210 pounds. He's a big, strong-armed quarterback. He's your prototypical pro-style quarterback that has the ability to make some plays with his legs. And on third down, he'll roll out and complete some passes downfield as well.
He ran for over 900 yards last year. He can do it all. On the other side, Luke Hertzler, more of a pocket passer for Parkway North.
Luke Hertzler is probably the best deep ball thrower that I've seen all year. He's very smart, he reads defenses very well, and he has a very good knack of getting the ball out of his hands and getting it downfield completed right before he gets hit. If he's on, Parkway North is going to be very tough to beat today, and he's been on all year.
Parkway North undefeated. Kirkwood just one loss, and both of them highly ranked in the state. It's a conference game for both of them. It should be a great night tonight at Sagi Kirkwood High School. We'll be back in just a minute with the Bommarito Automotive Group Prep Zone High School Game of the Week.
When Chris graduates with his liberal arts degree, his starting salary is $25,000. That's if he can find a job. When Steve graduates from MTC truck driving school, he'll work for a national company at $50,000 a year. Which route would you take? Hop on at beatrucker.com.
Welcome back to Kirkwood High School, E.L. Lyons Field in South St. Louis County. You can see there the Alvin Miller track there at the bottom and some wet football fans. They're glad to be here because it's a gigantic game between these two suburban Southwestern 12 conference teams. Parkway North, Isaac Bird, is undefeated. Kirkwood, despite the one loss, is still number 3 in the state.
Yes, Parkway North defense has just been great this year, just giving up a little bit over 4 points a game. So you know they're going to fly around. They're going to try to create a bunch of turnovers. But the wind, the weather here is usually the ultimate thing when it comes to evening up both teams. Kirkwood may be a little bit undermanned when it comes to playing against a team like Parkway North, but with the weather being so bad, it should even up the matchup today.
Two terrific teams, outstanding coaches, Farrell Shelton for Kirkwood and Bob Bunton for Parkway North, both of them veterans of the St. Louis area and big winners. Farrell Shelton for a long time at Eureka. This is his second year at Kirkwood, and Bob Bunton has been at Parkway North since, I think Moses got off the boat. But anyway, Bob is doing a great job there. They always have. Good look at the Kirkwood offense there. We're so glad that this game is actually going to get up and get started. Obviously, there's been rain, lightning, thunder in the area and all over the St. Louis metropolitan area, and so we're glad that at least it appears that we're going to get this one started. And, Isaac, we waged our wars through the lightning strikes and delays last week, but kind of cleared off to the west a little bit. We might be all right.
Yeah, and it's important for the players to get the game in today and not have to reschedule it for tomorrow, because you know Friday night is a day that you look forward to throughout the course of the week. So with this game being a little bit possibly delayed, maybe once or twice, it's important just to get the game in, and it's in a very, very important game. So we're going to see some very good football regardless of the weather.
5 players on this field tonight We're ranked in the top 30 in the St. Louis area by the Post-Dispatch, and we're going to see some terrific players on the field tonight. The captains are going to the center of the field for the Lions' Choice coin toss. They're about to have the national anthem, though, before that. And so we will try to pay attention both to the anthem, the coin toss, and we'll turn it over to the PA announcer. National anthem. They had the Pledge of Allegiance before that. That's why there was some quietness in our, we could barely pick that up. But Isaac Bird's here. I'm Harry Schrader. Angela Sharp is our sideline reporter, and she'll be along in just a little bit as well. The Lions' Choice coin toss going on out at the center of the field, right there at that big red K. Of course, Lions' Choice serving folks here in the St. Louis area since 1967 with that lean cut beef and great seasoning. 27, I think it is, locations all over St. Louis area. The Lions' Choice coin toss about to come your way. It's going to be a light group of people in the stands because of the weather. You know, this game was scheduled for 7 o'clock. Then they changed it to 4:30, trying to avoid the weather a little bit. And now we're kicking off around 6. So it's really disheveled the people a little bit.
And I like that. You know, it's about getting the game in. So it's a very, very important game for both teams. So let's play some football tonight and get it in here.
Kirkwood Pioneers, Parkway North Vikings, and they're done talking it over with the coaches, head coach Farrell Shelton and head coach Bob Bunton, now just with the captains and the referee for the Lions' Choice coin toss. And this is a big game because of a number of things. You think about playoff implications, Isaac. The Parkway North team is a Class 4 team. They get 20 extra points in the playoff system just by playing a team 2 divisions up, 2 classes up. And then if they would happen to win, all of a sudden their district standings are through the roof.
Exactly. And the key thing for Parkway North, one is they always get off to a good start. This year they've been doing such a great job in the first quarter, putting up points and putting the teams that they play behind the 8 ball because they're down by double digits. And that usually makes that team that they're facing a one-dimensional team, and that defense flies around against the pass.
Parkway North won the Lions' Choice coin toss. They elected to defer. Kirkwood will get the ball, go right to left here as we start this first half. And, boy, this is an explosive Kirkwood team. I was talking with head coach Bob Bunton last night, and I said they've got home run hitters. He said they've got about 7 home run hitters. They're really concerned about being able to contain the speed of Kirkwood High School.
Yes, and for Kirkwood, it's very important here at home to get off to a great start. They do not want to find themselves behind Parkway North, so we're probably going to see them come out and throw it around the yard. Even though it's raining, it's going to be important for them to throw it early, throw it often, complete some passes, and try to keep the ball moving, keep the ball away from that very good Parkway North offense.
Parkway North kickoff man will be their outstanding place kicker and punter, Jack Farron. He's got offers from all of the military academies. He's a 4.0 student. He's a terrific kicker and punter, and he will kick it off to start the game. And the Kirkwood Pioneers in their home red. Good look there at Jack Farron. He is a terrific one. I understand he's always wanted to be a pilot, and he's got offers from the Air Force, the Army, and the Navy, all to come to their school. So the young man is a terrific place kicker and punter. He's averaging about 45 yards a punt on the season as well, and so he's ready to boot it away. Kirkwood sends a number of players deep, one of them Joe Jordan, number 2, and trying to make out the number of the other young man. Difficult to see from our angle. I think it's Mosby, but we'll wait and see. Farron gets ready to put a foot into it and does, and it is very high and it is very deep, and it'll be a touchback, and it was Mosby back there. And so the Pioneers will start at their own end after the touchback. And Isaac, they've got speed all over the place, but we talked about Reese Goddard at the open. He's only run for 100 yards in their first 4 games, but ran for 940 last year, and a ton of touchdowns and a ton of passing yards. The guy can do everything.
Yeah, and Reese is doing a good job sitting in the pocket and making plays with his arm. We know he's a great athlete. He can pull the ball down and run on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down, but he's doing a really good job this year throwing the ball from the pocket.
They had to replace 3 or 4 guys on the offensive line this year. That was kind of the big question mark coming in, because they do have talent everywhere. Goddard will run on 1st down, short gain, and we send it to our sideline reporter, Angela Sharp.
Hey there, Harry and Isaac. I'm down here in the sidelines of Kirkwood. Kirkwood cheerleaders out here trying to get the spirit. Now, you guys mentioned earlier, not a lot of people going to be in the stands due to the rain. That means our Lion's Choice family in the game, even that much cooler, because they're out here bearing the weather. I'm going to find them a little bit later. And you can always watch us streaming live at ksck.com. And you can check us out on Sunday morning on KPLR. Back to you, Harry and Isaac.
All right, thank you, Angela. She always gathers all those cute young ladies before the game. High snap. Goddard retrieves it and hands it off, and inside, and not much doing. The high snap threw things off a little bit, and Tyreek Lewis didn't get very far.
Actually, there's 2 plays in a row. The first play, the snap came and Goddard wasn't ready for it. Now, this one is a high snap. It definitely throws the blocking off. It throws the timing off. And that's the last thing you want with this Parkway North defense. They can fly around. So if your timing is off with the handoff or just throwing a ball on time, you're going to get hit and get hit hard today.
Substitutes in and out for Kirkwood. Jarius Macklin checks in. He'll go to the top of your screen. That's Jeremy Macklin's little brother, a very talented freshman that's getting time on this outstanding Kirkwood varsity team. Receivers all over the field for the Pioneers on 3rd and 9, and Goddard's back to pass, has time, and completes it for a 1st down. Wow, what a bullet. That was to Antonio Phillips.
One of the things that Goddard has been doing, he's been standing in the pocket. As you see here, big, strong kid, 6'1", 6'2", 210 pounds, and has a rifle for an arm as he just guns it in and puts it right on the numbers. And in a bad weather like this, that's where you want to put the ball right on the numbers so that the receiver have a better chance of catching it by cradling the ball.
And Kirkwood jumped, and they will get a penalty here, the first penalty of the day, the first down of the day on the previous play. And you can understand, Isaac, that in weather like this and in situations like this, you're kind of a little antsy. You didn't get your normal stretching. You didn't get your normal pregame workout. Parkway North was here a couple of hours ago, way earlier than you would normally expect it.
Yeah, and that's the 3rd play, really, 3 out of 4, that this offense has been a little bit off with their timing.
And there another flag and another movement penalty against the Pioneers. On the defensive side for Parkway North, Alonzo Powell and Michael Thompson and Greg Wright are on the defensive line. We'll show the movement to you on our Harris Stowe replay. And it was the right guard and the left tackle. 2 guys jumped. And now the Pioneers want a timeout. I think Farrell Shelton wants to talk both to the official and to his team.
Yeah, that's a good timeout because, again, that's 3 plays out of the 4 that just didn't look right at all. So right now he's going to talk to his linemen and say, listen, guys, settle down. Okay, I know we're very antsy, but we gotta still, be disciplined to beat a team like North.
Parkway North, Kirkwood just underway in this rainy situation on a Friday night. Telecast is made possible by the support of Microsoft. They're helping people and businesses realize their full potential. Our thanks to the folks at Microsoft. As we mentioned, that's Isaac Bird, and Angela Sharp is around. We're at Kirkwood High School, soggy game, and frankly, there's not many games getting underway around the St. Louis area tonight just yet. And almost every game was being rearranged today, and so we'll try to give you some updates from around the area as well. The rest of that Parkway North starting defense, Zach Kern is an outside linebacker, as is Keon Butler. The inside linebackers, Zach Scott and Ryan Newton. Ryan Newton is a studly player. Bob Bunton told me the other day that he might be the best all-round football player he has ever coached in his 20-plus years at Parkway North, the best all-round player. After a couple of penalties, the Pioneers are 1st and 20. And it's a jet sweep coming right at you in your computer screen and a short gain. Just a short gain for Darren Clay. Deron Clay, rather. He's an outstanding one, just a junior, and he's making his mark here at Kirkwood.
It's going to be very tough to try to run around this Parkway North defense. They're real stout and athletic on the edges. You really want to try to run right at them, but that's a problem as well, as they're real big up front.
Talk about the rest of that Parkway North defense in just a minute. Man in motion. And Goddard will keep it himself up the gut for a couple. Not much room there. On the backside of the Parkway North defense, it's Andrew Jones and Anthony Wilson at the corner. Jelani Williams and Jason Hawkins at the safety position. And so they've run the ball 4 times, thrown it 1 time. Goddard has 2 of those carries, and so far, Parkway North is doing a great job on the defensive side here in the early minutes of this rainy Friday night. It's really interesting. Farrell Shelton came here from all those years at Eureka where they ran 80-90% of the time, and he adopted the offense that was already here because his coaching staff, he kept them in place. And now another timeout by Farrell Shelton. They've taken 2 in the opening drive of the game.
Yeah, they're just not in sync to start this game. They're just not in sync at all. Now you're in a situation where it's 3rd down and 17, and that's going to be very hard to pick up here against North.
We'll take a timeout. You're watching the Bommarito Automotive Group Prep Zone High School Game of the Week.
I was sick of working dead-end jobs. I wanted to have a career. Federal gave me the hands-on experience to build my future. The teachers are very good.
The purpose of them coming to Veterot is to learn a trade. As an instructor, I'm gonna be there for them.
They just made me feel like a brand new person.
He's been working with me for some years, and I'm proud of him and the things that they have instilled in him.
I want to follow in my dad's footsteps. But now I figured out through Veterot, I could be better than my dad. Veterot had really changed my life.
Welcome back to Kirkwood High School. Zach Kern blitzing off the edge, sacked Reese Goddard. It'll set up a 4th down for the Pioneers.
Yeah, Reese looked to the right. He had man-to-man. I thought he'd go ahead and pull the trigger. He has to understand that if he really doesn't have time to scan the entire field of going against this defense. As you see the blitz right off the edge, looks right, pumps it. Once he brings it down, he's got to make a better decision, either to run that ball quickly or just throw it away.
Ivan Barnett puts a foot into it. It'll come down about the 50 and giving ground. All the way back to the 45 and hauled down right down at the midfield stripe. That's McMiller returning it. And Parkway North will have great field position.
Yeah, this is very ideal for Parkway North. High-flying, high-power offense. And be able to start their drive on the plus side of the 50 is exactly what they wanted to do. Kick the ball off, make the team go 3 and out, get a punt, and try to start this ball right on the plus side, and that's where they're going to start it off at.
Isaac, you said Parkway North is big up front. They average 253 per man across the offensive front line. Single wide receiver at the bottom of your screen, that's McMiller, a man in the slot, and a wide receiver far to the left, and an offset eye out of the gun. And the inside handoff is hit in the backfield. Stumbling forward for Mabry, a gain of a yard. It's Keon Butler. Butler gets maybe a yard. Telfair was there. Taj Telfair is a guy that everybody wants. He hasn't signed with anybody yet, but he's a 6'5", 210 plays receiver and plays the defensive end spot, and he can get after the quarterback.
Yeah, he's going to be all over the field. Normally, you'll try to run away from Telfair. They tried him here on the very first play, and he makes the play. So I look for them to try to stay away from him the rest of the game.
Back to pass. Hertzler, left side, high, and dropped. Almost able to haul it in. It's incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and long. And we'll show it to you again as Andrew Jones tried to pull down this high toss.
Yeah, Hertzler is an accurate quarterback. Maybe, again, because of the weather, the ball's a little bit wet. So maybe it slipped out of his hand because he's a very, very accurate quarterback there. But that's going to bring up third and long, and that's exactly what Kirkwood wants this Parkway North offense today, in 3rd and long.
Antonio Phillips was on the defense that time, and he's a terrific defensive back as well, on his way to Ball State. Hertzler will go conservative, hand it off, run it left side. What did we tell you about Telfair? Don't run near him. Loses half a yard, and they set up a punting situation. He made 2 of the 3 tackles.
That's the thing about Telfair. He always playing on the opposite side of the ball. He always is in your backfield. I'm very surprised they haven't started doubling him early just to make sure he doesn't make the play and force someone else to make the play. He's very athletic, so you can't really run around him or try to run away from him because he can trace you down from behind as well.
Farron on for the punt. And deep is Joe Jordan. Jordan can fly, and Farron is great at placing him places, hitting him far high, and this one will hang in the air and land about the 5. If he catches it, he gets away from it, and it goes in the end zone for a touchback. Good choice by Joe Jordan.
Absolutely. Last thing you want to do is catch that ball and get tackled and have your offense start at the 5-yard line going against this great defense of Parkway North that's only giving up on average 4 points a game.
So net really only 30 yards there, but a 50-yard punt for Farron.
Absolutely, and we talked earlier that he's a very, very good punter.
Only 1 first down so far here in the opening minutes of this game. We played about about 8.5 minutes. 6:37 to go here. 7.5 minutes rather.
Kirkwood want to try to get some things going. They want to have some long drives, convert some short 3rd downs, and keep that ball away from Kirkwood, away from Parkway North, because we know Parkway North, once that offense gets going, they're tough to stop.
And another flag comes in from the side judge. And apparently the Pioneers moved again. Illegal procedure. 3 false start penalties already in the first quarter for the Pioneers. Very uncharacteristic for this team.
And that has to have the coach pulling out his hair.
Well, they've
right
had
now.
3 false start penalties and 2 timeouts already in the opening couple of minutes.
And I
And
think
now
that's
another
another
flag.
one. I think it's another one.
They're not even getting set before they call the penalty. Yeah, the left tackle, John.
Easy.
Just didn't know the snap count or jumped a little early. And it's 1st and a mile. And a short gain up the middle. This has been going backwards for the Pioneers so far. That time was Lewis, wasn't a short gain.
Yeah, and with Kirkwood, I mean, they've struggled all year putting up points against very good defenses. So the last thing you want to do is start off deep in your own territory, have some penalties go against you, and now you're deep in your own territory. That's just not where you want to go. They're going to have to try to get a passing game going to move the ball, though.
3 down lineman for the Vikings. Back to pass. Quick pitch out to the side. It's Telfair. Hit at the 10. Breaks that tackle. Gives ground. Trying to cut it across the field. He's hit. May get a safety. And did he get out of the end zone?
Number 7, Taj Telfair makes the catch.
He did get out of the end zone apparently, but he was dangerously close to running himself into yielding 2 points. We'll watch it again.
He's so athletic, and sometimes what happens is it can play against you, where you think you can just make any play at any time. Right now, he should put his foot in the ground and go left and go towards the sideline. He doesn't go back and starts to retreat. Right now, he knows he's in trouble and get that ball out of the end zone, and he did.
3rd down and 28 from about the 1-yard line. And Goddard's back to pass. Under pressure, flips it out on the wing, going to get some good yardage here. Across the 10, out near the 20-yard line, and a nice little gain there to Deron Clay.
That's very good. You just take what the defense is giving you. The defense was in a real deep cover 2, going to allow Kirkwood to complete any pass in front of them and come up and just rally to the ball and make the tackle. So it works out for both teams, really, because Kirkwood wanted to get from their own goal line, and Parkway North just wanted to make sure that they didn't get the first down.
McMiller back again to return the punt for Parkway North, and Barnett hits this one very high. McMiller will fair catch it at the 45. And a nice job by Ivan Barnett, and McMiller made a wise choice as well.
That's a tough ball to catch tonight in this rain, because you're looking up, that rain is coming right down on your face. That ball is end over end, and a good job getting under that ball. You have to really focus on getting under it, getting your arms together and catching it.
Telecast made possible tonight, and we're grateful for the support of We Do Laundry and their support of high school football. We do laundry. I don't, but they do. We do laundry. So again, great field position for the Vikings. Went 3 and out last time. Fake it one way, go the other, trying to do a little bit of misdirection and a short pickup. Neither team with a lot going on just yet. That was Ryan Smith on the carry and a pickup of a couple.
Well, the team that gets a good running game going is the team that's going to have the advantage. Bad weather is the ultimate equalizer. It doesn't matter if you have more talent on your team against the team you're facing. When the weather is bad, it really brings both teams together. So with the rain coming, you may not see a lot of deep balls. You may not see a lot of completions today. So the focus is going to be offensive line, ground game. Whoever gets that ground game going is going to have an advantage.
Hertzler is back. Under pressure hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. And boy, was he pounded, and he's not getting up very quickly. He is still bent over. He took it right under the chin. And he's trying to figure out if he's still awake. But he pops up. He's looking over the sideline to try to get the play. Or maybe, yeah, he's trying to get the play, and we'll watch it again. The Harris Stowe replay.
He wants to go long here as he's looking down the field, gets a good grip, and right when he sets to throw it, he gets hit and hit hard. As
yeah,
the blitz
Ivan
came
Barnett.
Up, Barnett came right up the middle.
And you know, I was wrong there. He didn't get it under the chin. It was a shoulder-to-shoulder shot.
It was a good hit.
Yeah.
It was a good legal hit. The refs did a good job not throwing the flag there.
And it looks like the Vikings have jumped this time. Nope, called a timeout. They called a timeout. Not sure what to do on 3rd and 8, or maybe they didn't like the alignment. But, boy, that was some kind of hit from Ivan Barnett.
Yeah, it may also be a situation where, listen, you know, your quarterback just took a big hit. You want to also make sure that he's okay. Maybe take a timeout here. You're right around the 45-yard line. You get a first down here. You know, you get yourself in a scoring position on the plus side of the 50. So good timeout just to make sure his quarterback, are you okay? Everything is fine. Okay. Make sure everyone knows exactly what to do on the next play to have you give yourself a better opportunity to be successful.
Hertzler is a 2.5, 3-year starter and doing a nice job for head coach Bo Bunton. Hey, this telecast made possible through the support of Me to You Game Truck. Let our luxury video game truck be a part of your next party. I need to hook up with the Me to You Game Truck. What do you think? I think it sounds like a fun night.
Absolutely. If you do it, I'm going with you. How about that?
Both teams back on the field after talking with their coaches. And we come up with a 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Good look there at the Parkway North huddle. Hertzler on the season has thrown for 350 yards, 7 touchdowns, a couple of picks. And he's in the gun on 3rd and 8 and back to pass. Here comes the blitz. Quick one out to the side. McMiller can't pull it down, and it's 4th again. And he's gone high twice, and they didn't pull it in either time.
Yeah, and that's what happens when it's raining and raining hard. It makes simple plays look very difficult. That's nothing but a screen pass to the receiver. The ball is high, so that's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is the receiver has an opportunity to catch it. He normally catches that ball. The ball is wet, goes right through his arms, right through his hands, so now they have to punt again.
Jordan goes deep, fair and ready to boot it to him. And this one's wobbling off the side of his foot. It's going to land at about the 30, but it takes a Parkway North bounce inside the 20 to about the 15-yard line. Ends up being about a 40-yard punt, no return. And you can see the rain there. I mean, it is coming down. And players like playing in the rain, but it's hard to do the skill things that we would think of as skill things, right?
Yeah, this is a offensive line, defensive line type of game. This is where your coach goes to your linemen and say, listen, we have to win this game up front in the trenches. We just have to. We got to get tough. We got to get mean. We got to move some bodies around to give our running back some lanes to pop it through. It may be a couple of long runs tonight, but it's going to be 2, 3, 4 yards treading all night with the run game.
Run to the right, nowhere to go. Good pursuit by that defensive front, getting up off the bottom of the pile, Alonzo Powell. And just a very short offensive sets here for Kirkwood so far.
Yeah, Alonzo Powell goes 6 foot, 280-pound senior. Yeah, and he is really, really tough to move. He plays the run very well, uses his hands very well. And when those big hands get on you, the chance of you getting out of them, it's slim to none.
Second and very long for the Pioneers. They have struggled offensively. Neither team able to move the football just yet here in the first quarter of rainy, soggy Friday night football from Kirkwood High School here on the Bommarito Automotive Group Prep Zone. Game of the week, and apparently the Pioneers have jumped again. And they did. Very uncharacteristic for a Farrell Shelton team.
Yeah, that was actually Macklin. It must have been a pass play because when us receivers
he was ready
jump,
to go, right?
Oh, yeah, I tell you what. Whenever the receiver has a false start, I guarantee you 100% it's a pass, and you was going to be the first option on that pass play. So he was a little bit antsy on that and got an early start.
So now it's second and a bunch, second and 17. Under 3 minutes to go here in the quarter, and Goddard will roll left. And pump fake, and now he's going to keep it himself up to near the 10-yard line and driven out of bounds right there. Boy, great discipline and pursuit by Parkway North. Jelani Williams drives him out of bounds.
And that's a good job by Goddard. Fakes to the right, rolls to the left. They're trying to get a quick dump-off pass towards the sideline just to get a little bit of room. As you see there, he's looking for number 2. Doesn't like it for some reason. Pulls it down. That's okay. Try to pick up some positive yards and then get out of bounds. This isn't the area of the field where you want to turn the ball over. So if you're not 100% sure as a quarterback to throw that ball, don't throw it. Pull it down and run in. That's what he did.
Give Goddard 3, third and 14. With 2:51 to go, and it looked like the Pioneers jumped again.
Yes, he did.
This has got to be driving Farrell Shelton crazy.
I think it was the guard, the left guard, number 62, if I'm not mistaken. Oh,
the center moved the ball.
I've never seen that before. Not only did he want to snap it early, but it was a fake snap.
Tyler Peck just moved the ball too quickly, and Goddard lifts it way over everybody just to get rid of it, and it's fourth down. And boy, the Pioneers have really struggled. They're much better than this. Stay tuned. You're still going to see good Pioneer football tonight. But it's been a bad start for them so far.
Yeah, it's been a sloppy start on both sides of the ball, really, or at least for both teams. But you can almost kind of expect it with the weather being so bad. It's an early start. Everyone's out of their routine.
That's not the regular routine is just completely shut.
Absolutely. So, but it's early. It's early still. I still think it's going to be some really, really good plays and some football being played.
Barnett's almost blocked. He gets it off high. McMiller wants the fair catch at the 41-yard line. Best field position of the night for the Vikings, who have had great field position on every possession, but haven't been able to move the ball.
Which is surprising a little bit because the Vikings are so efficient when it comes to moving the ball. But Kirkwood has done a really good job defensively, mixing some things up, getting some pressure on them. But you can't just continue to give a team as good as the Vikings the ball in your territory. You just can't continue to do it because sooner or later they're going to strike for 6.
So the Vikings, who have had 2 straight 3-and-outs, jump out now. Great field position at the 41-yard line. Twins to the top of your screen, 1 wide receiver to the bottom, and Newton, they're tight to the right. Inside handoff, nowhere to go. Boy, that Kirkwood defense closes the holes quickly. Barnett was there, as was number 11, Luke Moore. And maybe a loss of a foot or 2 for Parkway North. They're just not getting any traction in the running game just yet.
Very good job by that defensive line. That defensive line of Kirkwood of starting early and getting position, getting low and driving up the field. these running backs from Parkway North, you got to get them behind the line. Once they break through that first line, they're really strong. They're very strong runners.
Pitch off tackle left, and this one's the best run of the night, a pickup of 6, maybe even 7 yards for Butler.
When he first got the ball, I thought he was going to try to head to the sideline and use his speed, but then he sees a hole and comes straight downhill. Right now, he looked like he's going to go to the sideline, and then he puts his foot right there in the ground and bursts right through a hole. Very good job of seeing the hole, seeing the gap, and getting through it. That'll put you in 3rd and short, the first 3rd and short that Parkway North has had all night.
3rd and 3 for the Vikings, and, well, they decided to jump, and that'll drive them backwards. Boy, Butler was 4 or 5 yards down the field before anybody hit him last time. Great work by those guys up front in Parkway North.
Yeah, and that's where it's going to have to start tonight. I may not be a lot of throws. If there are some touchdown throws, it may be some short passes, and then a guy just breaks a tackle and run down the sideline. That's another fake snap. I've never saw it one time. Now this is twice in 10 minutes. Incredible.
Tough on the big guys tonight so far. First penalty of the night against the Vikings. And it's 3rd and about 8. From the gun, Hertzler, he's going to get hit again, and he is sacked in the backfield by Telfair. Chased down by Barnett, tackled by Telfair, and it'll be 4th down again, another 3 and out.
Boy, this Kirkwood defense has come to play tonight, and they've been in bad situations every single position, playing with their backs up against the wall, but they haven't budged one bit yet in this first quarter.
Telfair already has 3 tackles here in the opening quarter. He's been terrific. And Farron's kick is high, and it will come down at about the 15. Oh, and then it takes a Kirkwood bounce out about the 21-yard line. That one checked up and went backwards, and that's not what Mr. Farron wanted, but the Pioneers will start at the 21-yard line. We want to give our thanks to one of our great sponsors. Tonight's telecast brought to you in part by Noodles and Company. The crew was eating this afternoon. Isaac and I and Angela, we went down and ate some as well. Real food, real cooking, real flavors. They have locations all around the metro St. Louis area. That's some of the stuff you were eating. I was having some of that macaroni.
Absolutely.
Cookies were pretty good, right?
I'm getting hungry now.
On first down, Goddard will run left, get to the line of scrimmage, and a little bit more out near the 25. Maybe the best play of the night so far for the Pioneers.
Now, this is what Goddard can do. Big, strong kid. He doesn't mind, sticking his nose right in there in the defensive line area. And he's also a good enough athlete to where he's got the speed to get around the edge and make some yards. So with this night being the way it is, the rain is coming down. It looks like you're going to need to run the ball more. Look for Kirkwood to put the ball in Goddard's hand and tell him to run some.
First quarter is in the books. No score. Kirkwood hosting Parkway North on the Bommarito Automotive Group Prep Zone High School Game of the Week. It's the Bommarito Automotive Group Prep Zone High School Game of the Week. No score after 1 quarter here at soggy Kirkwood. And let's send it down to our Angela Sharp.
I have just a quick game update. Before Kirkwood's offensive line went out there, assistant coach took them aside, told them if they keep making mistakes, they're going to lose this game. He singled out his seniors in particular, so they get their heads in the game. They pumped each other up, went out there. Let's see if they can turn something around.
Thank you, Angela. We're getting ready to start the second quarter. Yeah, and if you're a line coach or a Kirkwood coach, you are going to be all over the 5 guys up front.
Absolutely. That's where it starts. That's where it starts, and that's where it ends.
Second down and 5, and Goddard again up the middle, gets a couple more. It'll be third down and just a couple. And, he's that good and, smart about finding the hole. If you're worried about the ball being wet in exchanges, let number 9 hold on to it.
Especially when you have a player as athletic as he is, and as with his size at 210 pounds, you know, if you just pound him with the ball successfully, you should be able to wear him down come third quarter.
Sweep near side, first down, Moore out across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. Joe Jordan on that carry, and the best play of the night for the Pioneers.
That's what you want to do. You want to get around and see if you can get around this Parkway North defense and utilize your speed. Good job here, just outrunning. There's a great block, getting on the inside, tucking that ball away. Good job of getting as many yards as he can and then getting down. Very good play, and that's what Kirkwood's going to need to try to back off this Parkway North defense.
Second first down of the night for the Pioneers. Goddard up the middle himself out near the 50-yard line, and they've found something that they're going to work on. They're going to get you going one way, let Goddard keep it, or every once in a while give it to the back going across.
And if you think Goddard's going to get tired of running the football, you're just wrong. He is as tough as they come. He's built like a running back, and he has that running back mentality. But when Parkway North starts to bring up those linebackers to try to stop the run, he has the ability to throw that ball right over their heads.
2nd and 5 for the Pioneers. 2 first downs for them tonight. Parkway North doesn't have one yet. That might be a lateral. It goes out of bounds. We'll wait and see where they mark it. That might be a backward pass, and I think that's where they're going to mark it. That's going to be a loss of about 6 yards on a well, no, they're saying it's an incomplete pass. I think that's a missed call by the, well, no, they are bringing it all the way back now. They are bringing it all the way back, and it's in a fumble in essence.
Absolutely. This ball is going backwards. Good job by the refs here, the line judge, of seeing that ball is going backwards and spotting in the right spot.
And the Pioneers are lucky one of the Vikings didn't just go get that ball.
They had one right there in that area. Williams actually came down. The sophomore corner came down, was planning on picking it up before it went out of bounds.
3rd and 10, pitch to the left side, incomplete, and Kirkwood ready to punt it again.
That's the problem you're going to have all night as the rain begins to fall again, and it's really coming down now. So it's all about, this ball just slips right out of his hand. It just completely slips out of his hand. So it's going to be about the running game. And it may be a mistake when it comes to your special teams. It may be a block punt. It may be a punt return. Something like that's going to have to jumpstart one of these teams.
And Barnett will pound this one. McMiller will get it inside the 20, has room to return it this time. Taking it all the way across the field, now up the field to the 20. And Isaac, you were a punt returner. There was nobody within 15 yards of him, but he had predetermined, I've got to get over to the right. That's one of those plays where don't you just have to freelance it and get what you can get straight up the middle?
Yeah, you would hope that he would do something like that, but hey, when there's a rain and you know it's going to be a low-scoring game, you just try to make a play at this moment.
But, I mean, there's nobody near him, and he goes backwards 5 yards before he starts.
Yeah, I believe this probably was a return to the right.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, so he was trying to get over there to that wall and just never made it over there.
Worst field position of the night for the Vikings, back at their own 21-yard line. No score with 9.5 to go here in the opening half. And the inside handoff, cutting it back outside for some room across the 25, 30, 35, and knocked out of bounds. Butler with the first big gain of the night, the first down for the Vikings.
And I think this is what you have to do if you're actually both teams. Forget about the gun, go into the center, and snap it on one, and just come off with their offensive line and defensive line and just pound some people. This is one of those games where you're going to have to just pound up front and run the football. Maybe play action every so often just to keep the defense honest, but get under the center, I formation, and just go pound them.
Keon Butler on the carry, came in with 270-plus yards on the season, this time up the middle and nothing doing. The middle of that Kirkwood defense has been too good. Here in the early part, Lewis goes nowhere.
And the thing about when Parkway North is doing that, now Luke is a very good, capable quarterback when it comes to his athletic ability. So look for him to pound it. Then he has the athletic ability to fake it and go naked bootleg around one of the right side or the left side, and maybe have one receiver to throw it to. If he doesn't like it, pull it down and run it.
2nd down, 12 yards to go after the 2-yard loss by Lewis. And we saw Kirkwood get under center a little bit on that last drive, too. Here's a big hole across the 25, 35 rather, and all the way out on a late flag. And now another flag. I think the second one's going to be on the offensive tackle from Parkway North. We'll wait and see.
Well,
I think there's 2 separate fouls here.
Yeah, I think the number 15 Ferguson, the DN, he got tied up with a little arm wrestling with the receiver, and they may actually call him a personal foul for that. And that was at the end of the play. There's a good blocking up front, gets through, puts his head down. This is one of those kinds of games.
That might have been a helmet to helmet right there.
And
against the Kirkwood player. It looked like a helmet to helmet blow there by number 36 Wiley.
Then it's going to be dependent on who they're going to call for the little scuffle that happened after the play.
It is a blow to the head, and it was Wiley, number 36, we could see. Then unsportsmanlike conduct against Parkway North.
Okay.
And that one will be after the play. Wow. And you can see the rain. It's not getting better here at EL Lions Field. They march it off one way, then I think they have to march it off back the other way after the pickup of about 14 by Suber. So they marched it off one way and back the other way, and it's exactly the place they left it. They started. But it's an automatic first down for Parkway North.
In a game like this, you have to be really detail-oriented when the weather is this bad. Your offensive line, you have to really concentrate on your fits, your blocking, staying low. If you're a running back, you have to really concentrate on reading the hole, getting through the proper hole. So all your technique and all the things you work on throughout the course of the week when it comes to your technique and balance and coordination, you have to really focus on those types of things, because that's when you'll see long runs when the offensive line come out and they hold up that D-line well, and then that back comes through and bursts it right through. But it comes down to really focusing on your technique.
Isaac, I want to ask you about that hit. You played offense, you played defense. Wiley's coming over. The receiver is going down. He's at a certain position, and he's going to hit in that general vicinity no matter what he does. How does he avoid that helmet-to-helmet play?
Well, I mean, you can't. Because he's not trying to hit the runner in the head. He's going for a particular spot, and as the runner comes down, the head's hit. You know, there's no way you can avoid that unless you just don't go after that last little blow. But it's an emphasis now when it comes to the concussions and making sure guys are not being late hit, especially anything above the shoulders, anything that's close to what could be a personal foul, they're going to call, because they're going to err on the side of caution.
I was broadcasting a game last week in the NAIA for Missouri Baptist University. It had a helmet-to-helmet like that. And at the NAIA, and I think the NCAA, it's an automatic ejection. I don't know if it's that same way here in high school football.
Yes, I don't know. I know the refs are right now looking at it and trying to make sure they're spotting this ball correctly, because as you said, you go forwards, then you come back, and it looks like they're right in the same spot.
And now the official is going to come near us and make some more signals, I think. Well, now they're going to move the sticks all the way down.
Yeah, so it has to be first down, but it has to be first and like 20.
I see
because
what
it's
you're saying.
Yeah, so it's after the play. So they're just trying to see where you mark it off at.
That's exactly
you mark
right.
It off, yeah, you
so
mark
it's
it
first
off.
and 25 because of the 15-yard penalty.
Yes, I don't know what took so long, but that's exactly how it has to be. He caught the ball there, so you mark it off, and then after the foul, there's a penalty, or after the play,
which was
there's
a dead ball play. Right.
Exactly. So you move it back, and it's still first down, but it's now first and 20, 25.
Bob Bunton wanted more explanation from our head referee. Gets it. And we're about ready to get going. A lot of penalties, a lot of false starts. Not much offense yet in this rainy, soggy field. It's raining in the press box. It's raining on us.
I know, right? It is raining everywhere. I tell you what, the referee's doing a good job trying to keep the ball dry before the line comes up. Now he puts the ball down. He has a towel. He's keeping the ball up under the towel before the line comes up.
So first and 25 for the Vikings, and the handoff, and coming near side, Suber across the midfield, stripe, submarined, and into Kirkwood territory. A nice little pickup there on first down, a pickup of about 6.
Great job by Travion Mosby as he comes in from his corner position. Watch him come and get down low right there and explodes through the runner. Good job, but that's also a very good positive play for Parkway North just to get some of those yards back. And it's second down, it's second and long, so I think the entire playbook should be open for him.
Fake it one way, keep it himself. Hertzler over the middle and knocked away, closing nicely that time for Kirkwood was Mace. Tabius Mace closed and knocked it away.
Great anticipation. In order to make this play as a defender, you must be able to see the receiver in front of you and then anticipate the throw. As the receiver coming across the field, here comes the safety right now, jumping right in front. Great anticipation, then getting his hands on that ball and knocking it down. Great job setting up now third and long. And not many teams, Harry, has a play for third and 19.
And in this kind of rainy condition. Third and 19, up under center Hertzler, I formation behind him on third and very long. And he drops straight back under pressure, steps up, throws, and incomplete. Nowhere to go, and there were more red shirts than white ones near that ball, and it'll be fourth down. Hertzler hasn't completed a pass yet.
Yes, and he wanted to try to drive that ball to the receiver, and that ball just slipped right out of his hand. McMiller actually had a step on the corner, the receiver, but he just couldn't get the ball as the ball just basically slipped right out of his hand and went right to the ground.
The busiest guys on the field, punter for Parkway North Farron, returner Joe Jordan. They've been out there a lot. Jordan's playing on the offensive side, returning kicks, returning punts, and a low snap. And this one will go end over end, and Jordan has it at the 10. He'll go straight up the gut, 20, and across the 25. Nice little return by Joe Jordan.
I tell you what, to catch that snap was doubly tough. Now, the punter made it look very easy, but that ball was hot, it was low, and it's wet, and it skipped off the ground. So that was a good job by the punter of short hopping that ball and getting a very good punt off.
Talked about Joe Jordan, 13 yards rushing coming into the game, leading them in receptions with 15. Has about a 15, 16-yard run earlier in this game. And other than Joe Jordan, there hasn't been a lot of offense for Kirkwood just yet. Goddard, little swing pass out to the side. This is Clay. 35 and across the 30-yard line. Short gain there. Let's send it to our sideline reporter, Angela Sharp.
Hey there, I have Napoleon Williams III with Connections to Success with me down here. Who does Connections to Success help?
We help everyone. So traditionally, we assist individuals from challenging backgrounds, but since we've evolved by being founded in 1998, we've been assisting individuals from various backgrounds. Right now, I want to give a call to action to our high schools. We have 2-gen community work where we're assisting the youth in connecting with skills and being prepared for college, and I want all the high school principals to consider contacting us to learn more about that program.
That sounds like an interesting program. Well, how can somebody get involved with you who happens to be watching who maybe isn't in high school?
So visit us at connectionstosuccess.org. Send me an email at N as in Napoleon, Williams at connectionstosuccess.org, or call one of our offices, 314-584-6702 or 636-8027.
And why need Connections to Success want to get involved with the Bommarito High School Prep Zone Game of the Week?
Football is a great way to teach children about commitment, hard work, determination, teamwork. We had to be involved with something like that, and we're extremely excited. And plus, I'm a big football fan, so it makes sense.
That always helps. Back to you, Harry and Isaac.
All right, thank you, Angela. Goddard through the hole at the 40, at the 50, still going at the opposite 40, 30, 20, 10, and down at the 4-yard line. Reese Goddard with an explosive run and gain for Kirkwood, and the touchdown-saving tackle by Andrew Jones.
And this is the reason why you keep pounding away with the run. The running game is going to win this game today. Here's the misdirection, fake it there to hold the defensive end, and then right up the middle. Now you see the speed and the athletic ability right up the middle. Great job by Andrew Jones, the defensive back, the senior defensive back of Parkway North, running them down from behind because that was a touchdown. Very well executed play. It started off with the offensive line. And the offensive line, whoever wins this game is going to be about the offensive line.
First and goal for the Pioneers, trying to strike first in this game here in the second quarter. Bad snap. Inside handoff, going to lose yardage, and that might.
He was on a knee, I think. I think
you're right. I think Goddard caught it on a knee, and they're just going to call him down right there back at about the 7 or 8 yard line.
That's a good catch by the referee, because when Goddard caught that ball, he was already on a knee, and that means he's down.
High school football, college football, you're down. Even without contact, you are down. And that was a little pop fly snap. I don't know if it hit somebody on the way up or, again, wet conditions. The center lost it on the way up. 2nd and goal back at the 8. Goddard will keep it himself. Tries to get outside, cut back inside, hard running, and touchdown, Reese Goddard and the Kirkwood Pioneers. And they strike first, and Kirkwood leads it 6-0.
That's what they want to do, pound away with the run. They have a very athletic, big, strong running back or a quarterback who acts like a running back when he puts that ball away. He runs like one. Here you go, off to the left. Fakes it to the right to hold the DN. The guard and tackle pull out front. There's a great job blocking there by number 59, exploding right through his man. And that was Gavin DeBoer, the offensive lineman, pulling over and opening a big hole for the touchdown.
Missed the extra point. The score remains 6-0 with 5:19 to go in the opening quarter. Reese Goddard played a lot as a sophomore, and he was their running quarterback. He almost never passed the ball as a sophomore. They'd put him in various situations, and he would just run. And so we know he has that ability. Ran for 900-plus yards last year, and really hasn't been running a lot yet this year. But good look there at Reese Goddard.
Yeah, and this is his type of game when it comes to him running the football. Here's the fake to the right. And watch the guard and tackle pull. Watch these blocks. One there, good job. There's the other one that seals him, and he gets skinny right through the lane, sticks the ball out. That knee hit the ground a little bit early, but he stick that ball out, get it over the goal line. That's a great design play by Kirkwood, pulling the guard and tackle from the right side, going to the left side, opening up the hole for the quarterback to get through it.
Butler and McMiller are deep for Parkway North. Williams gets ready to kick it for the Pioneers. Nick Williams, a 6', 180 junior, missed that extra point. And now he's ready to kick it off, and it continues to rain and pour here at Kirkwood. The big factor, though, no lightning and thunder. That's the big deal. Williams, high-end over-end kick. This is Butler, fumbles it, and then picks it up at the 10. They're setting up a reverse, and they fumble that. And out to about the 18-yard line. Boy, once you kick it, don't you just give up the ghost and run up the field?
Yeah, but when you already have a reverse called, it's hard to call off that reverse in mid-play, as you see. And I actually like the play call here with the reverse to try to catch him off guard. But Kirkwood was very disciplined standing in the lane. But once you drop the ball, now all the blocking and timing is off, and it throws off a trick play like that.
Parkway North had great field position their first 3 possessions. Now the last 2, they've ended up in their own zone. Kirkwood leads it now for the first time tonight, 6-0. As you can see there, 5:18 left in the opening half. On the Bomarito Automotive Group Prep Zone High School Game of the Week, Hertzler yet to complete a pass. And the handoff, trying to get outside, losing yardage. And we talked about Wiley. Clearly, they didn't throw him out of the game. He just made the tackle. So we now know the rule.
Right. And Parkway North has really squandered some great opportunities in that first quarter because they were really getting the ball at the 50-yard line and plus territory, and they couldn't move the ball. Now they look up and find themselves behind here, and they're deep in their own zone. They've struggled passing the ball. They're going to have to try to get this running game going. This big offensive line is where you want to start, and they just haven't been able to move Kirkwood.
Out of the eye and 3 wide receivers, and the inside handoff, trying to take it outside is Suber. And he'll get positive yardage across the 15, out near the 16, 17, maybe a pickup of 3 for Suber. And you're a fan, you're looking, man, that's so conservative. But in this weather, it is extremely difficult to get the passing game going.
Watch number 7, Telfair, on the left side DN. Watch him get up the field right here, and that forces the runner back in. That's all. That he did his job. That's all he wanted to do. Now, he does come back and make the tackle as well because he's such a great athlete. But as a DN, you just want to get up the field and force the running back to cut back inside. And if he does, which he did, you should have plenty of help coming.
3rd and 7 through the hole, and a gain, but short of the first down. And Parkway North will be punting again.
Yeah, Parkway North finds themselves in a situation that they haven't been in all year. Usually right around halftime, they're up by a score or two. Defensively, they're playing well, so that's where they're going to hang their hat. But they're going to have to put up some points in this game. They're going to have to find a running game. I think the passing game today is going to be mute for both teams. They're going to have to find another way to score, whether by special teams, a turnover, or getting that running game going.
Farron hangs this one high. It'll hit at the 40. Oh, and take a great Parkway North bounce inside the 30 and near the 25-yard line. That's going to be 30, 40, 50, about a 55-yard punt for Farron. We said he's a good one. 3:14 to go. Good look at the brave Kirkwood Pioneer fans. You can see them there. Not a dry person in the place.
Those are the dedicated fans.
Or their moms and dads.
Yeah, exactly. The ones that are here now, they all have, kids actually playing in the game. That's what they are. So and you like that. You come out there, you get the umbrella and you brave the weather.
Pioneers with that 6-0 lead. Fake of the sweep. Goddard has all day to throw. Now he's got to run and sacked. Back at the 31-yard line, two guys closing in on him. Thompson was one of them, and Zach Scott was the other. They'll potentially share that sack. If you care about statistics, watch Big Thompson coming on the left side of your screen there.
That's a big boy coming down, and you definitely want to get down, which he did.
Chase there, and then Scott was going to pummel him, so the slip was a good slip.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like the play call. You just ran down the field and scored on the last possession. I'm surprised they come out and wanted to throw the ball on that first play.
Good look right down the line. Now Goddard on the quarterback sweep. Not a lot of room out there. Coming up the bottom of the pile, Ryan Newton, their leading tackler. Terrific linebacker on his way to the University of Miami, Ohio. Watch big number 33.
And also Butler, number 22, from his corner position. Watch him come down right here and then dive down at the legs. Good job fighting off the blocker by Butler, and then coming up and getting in on the tackle as well.
And it's 3rd and long. Unofficially, Kirkwood with 4 first downs. Parkway North doesn't have one yet. And the sweep to the left. Jordan is going to be hit and lose yardage. There's just not much room out there. Footing not great, ball slick. It's a tough night for the offenses. Jordan will lose a yard or two.
Defensive tackle Michael Thompson from Parkway North did a good job of getting up the field and forcing the cutback. And once again, once you get that cutback, all your buddies should be there to make the tackle. They try to get wide and get around that North defense. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it because the defender came up the field and made them cut back.
I don't know who took the timeout. I think it was Parkway North, but we have a timeout on the field. Tonight's telecast is brought to you in part by Millennium Restoration and Development, restoring neglected buildings throughout the St. Louis region. Millennium Restoration Development. With Isaac Bird, I'm Harry Schrader. Angela Sharp is our sideline reporter. Two terrific teams in terrible conditions, and it's 6-0 Kirkwood here tonight on the Bommarito Automotive Group Prep Zone High School Game of the Week. By the way, I was over at Bommarito Mazda yesterday. Had to just take my Mazda in for a little checkup. They took care of me. Larry in the service department was spectacular. And so the Bommarito folks will take care of you. New cars, used cars, all over the St. Louis metropolitan area. They got every make and model at their various dealerships. And there's not really a better dealership out there. You get to one of the Bommarito Automotive Group dealerships around the St. Louis area. Barnett gets it away. And this line drive into the rain is going to be caught at the 28, giving ground now back to the 30, stutter step to the 40. And the best punt return tonight for Parkway North, and they'll have good field position at the 40.
I like what Kevon McMillan did right there on that return. Caught the ball, went left, made a little stutter step. You have to know, as a return man, you have to know when the journey is over, because these guys
There's
are coming down.
There's a lot of people coming, right?
Absolutely. There's a lot of guys coming down. It's usually going to be 3 or 4 guys right there to make the tackle. And when that's the case, you've got to get down. Good job of first catching the ball, securing it. Now, go left, trying to get something, put your foot in the ground, get us up the field. Now, when this journey is over, get down, and did a good job of doing that.
First and 10 at the 40, 90 seconds to go in the half. Hertzler wants long distance. He throws it long. It's up for grabs and intercepted at the 31-yard line, and a pickoff by Kirkwood, and I think it is Antonio Phillips. They're just terrific defensive back on his way to Ball State. He picked that one off, his second of the year.
Yeah, when you throw it deep, he's the player you do not want to throw it deep against, simply because he has great ball skills and he's an athlete. He's eyeing his ball the entire way. And watch him go up and high punch it with his hands. Good job getting that ball with his. I thought he was going to try to ladder it back to his teammate here to try to pick up some more yards. But great job. I can understand the play call with your Parkway North. Take a shot deep. Maybe you can catch him sleeping. But, you know, you go against really the best corner on the field and you got burned by it.
Goddard wants to throw right side, has Jordan out near the 40-yard line, a pickup of about 6 or 7. They want to move quickly. Now, they used 2 timeouts in the first quarter, so they only have 1 timeout left.
In the first 5 minutes.
Right. I stand corrected, by the way. Phillips, his first pick of the year. He's had 2 in each of the last 2 years. And now Goddard wants long distance, and he has a man. Near the 20-yard line, he connects with Taj Telfair. Wow, that was a terrific pass.
Absolutely. Good job of putting that ball up. Andrew Jones, the corner, the senior corner, is right there to make the play. It looks like he hesitated just a bit, and the ball just drops right on the chest. Great throw. Great execution, and when you're throwing a ball that long, that far, it starts with that offensive line and making sure they're giving the quarterback time. They gave Goddard time. He was able to put that ball right on the money.
Right at a 40-yard gain for Kirkwood and their outstanding wide receiver and quarterback, Taj Telfair. Goddard back to pass again, going to get hit. He is sacked back at the 28-yard line. There's a flag on the far sideline. And it continues to rain in our booth. I keep sliding further and further back away from the window. We await the signal. The play was a sack of Reese Goddard. If it stands, it'll be the 3rd sack, and the Parkway folks are saying we don't want the penalty, so apparently it was on the Pioneers. Another false start that will be declined. 3rd sack of the night.
If it's false start, they usually blow the play dead and stop it right there. For some reason, they let the play continue. And because of that, Goddard took a hit. I know he's looking like, wait a minute, if it's false start, please blow the play dead so I don't have to take this hit.
And now we're ready to go. 2nd and 16, and they wind the clock. Goddard wants points, flips to the right side, and just a little too far. For the intended receiver, Tyreek Lewis, it'll go incomplete, and Goddard is unofficially 6 of 10. Watch it here.
This is a very good play design as Tyreek Lewis comes out of the backfield uncovered. Goddard just wants to put it on his chest and just lays it out far, just a little bit too far. Blown coverage, as you see, both corners are going with that receiver at the top of the field. One of those corners has to get the back out, so they got lucky there, Parkway North did, because that was a blown coverage. Goddard saw it, just didn't get the ball to the back.
3rd and 16, late in the half. Pitch it for the left side. He wants Telfair again, and that one is almost intercepted. Safety coming over to help out and knocking it down. And a good effort, and Jason Hawkins almost came up with the pick, and it's 4th down.
That's a good job by the junior safety, reading the eyes of Goddard. This ball hangs in the air just a little bit too long, and then the safety has a beat on it right there. Has it right in his hands. Couldn't squeeze it, couldn't hold it. Missed opportunity there by North to get the ball back right before half.
Kirkwood goes for it on 4th down. Goddard rolls right, has room, looks, guns for the end zone, and it is incomplete. Through the hands of Phillips, couldn't pull it down, and he might have been out of bounds had he caught it. And so Parkway North will take over with 21 seconds. No points allowed there, and that's important for Parkway North in this soggy field. Any points could be a problem.
Absolutely, and I love the play call. Go for it on 4th down. It's right before the half. You roll the quarterback out, so you give him a pass-run option, and he just led the receiver just a little bit too much. He's got to have to understand that if he throws that ball more on a line, even if it's picked off, it's okay. It'll just be returned, or it'll just be, touch back, and they just get the ball at the 20-yard line. He tried to get put a little bit too much touch on it, and it was just a little bit too much, and it was overthrown.
Now, if I'm Parkway North, I think I'm
sitting on the ball.
Yeah, I don't want to make a mistake at this end, and that looks like they're kind of in victory formation.
Best formation in football.
They'll take a knee. That will wrap up the first half. 6-0 is your halftime score, and I think Angela Sharp's going to try to grab one of the coaches on their way out, so we'll keep it right here for just now. 6-0, and very little offense, although the Pioneers, 2 big explosive plays.
Yes, Parkway North had the advantage in the first quarter with field position. They was always at around the 50-yard line or in plus territory. Couldn't score. Then second quarter, Kirkwood hit a one big play with Goddard run right down the sideline, was able to put the ball in the end zone. A game like this, points is going to be at a premium, and it's going to take either North to get some kind of special teams turnover or some big running play to get back into this game to tie this game up. And if they do, a field goal, an extra point, can give them the lead.
Well, I think Angela may have struck out with the head coach. He waved her off and went off. Farrell Shelton's really busy, but let's send it down to Angela Sharp.
Hey there, I was going to talk to a coach from the Kirkwood side there, but he was already kind of fired up, yelling at the ref. Couldn't quite figure out what that was about. He had no time for me. Hopefully we'll catch up and figure out what that was all about. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Angela. Halftime score, 6-0. Kirkwood out in front of Parkway North in the Bommarito Automotive Group Prep Zone High School Game of the Week.
Hello? Hello?
Doesn't it seem like the wireless world today could use a smile? At Cricket Wireless, we think so.
2-year contract?
That's why with us, you don't have to worry about annual contracts. Prices for our plans are all in. Taxes and fees included. And we've got more 4G LTE coverage nationwide than T-Mobile or Sprint. That's a whole lot of network for not a lot of dough. It's what makes Cricket the happiest place in the whole wireless world. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
Precision, consistency, accuracy. That's Dead on Sports.
And welcome back to Kirkwood High School, the home of the Pioneers. They're hosting the Parkway North Vikings on the Bommarito Automotive Group Prep Zone High School Game of the Week. Isaac Bird's here. I'm Harry Schrader. 6-0. Kirkwood out in front here at the halftime. Both teams back on the field starting to do their stretching, and it was a soggy first half, and I will show you some of the numbers. They're reflected there. 47 rushing yards for Parkway North, none in the passing game. 109 rushing yards for Kirkwood, 70 of those on one run by the quarterback, Reese Goddard. 66 passing yards, 40 of those on one play. You take away two plays, and there's almost nothing to say about the offense for either side. No first downs for Parkway North in the first half.
Wow.
5 or 6 maybe. I think it's 5 on the first downs for Kirkwood. And we'll show you the touchdown, Reese Goddard pounding it in from about 4 or 5, maybe about 8 yards out, I guess it was. Well, this is the play that set it up. He's going to run 70 yards down to about the 4-yard line, a big gap there. You can see good blocking, and then he just took off down the sideline. Touchdown saving tackle there. And about 2 plays later, Goddard was able to power it in from about the 8-yard line. You'll see it here, good blocking up front.
Good job with the guard and tackle, put it from right to left, 59-66 right there, get there blocked, and it gets skinny and gets that ball right over the end zone. Great job.
Goddard gets the rushing touchdown. To show it to you again from a little bit of a different angle, misdirection, pulling linemen, and they made no mistake on the blocks. And Goddard can, for a quarterback, he can lower the shoulder and deliver.
And Goddard did a good job there setting up the blocking as he was going outside, and what that does is that held the defenders outside, and he waited for his lineman to get in on the inside, make the block, then he came through for the touchdown. So that was a great execution all over the board.
Pioneers trying to get loose, get those quads loose and those groins loose. 1:14 away from the kickoff. Kirkwood won the opening coin toss, the Lions' choice coin toss, and they elected to defer, so they lead by 6, and they'll have the football to start this second half. And neither team obviously able to do a lot offensively, Isaac. So what is the mindset going into this third quarter?
Well, if you're Kirkwood, you're right where you want to be. You're going to receive the ball, you run the ball here. It almost seems as though that if you're able to put another 6 points on the board and go up by 2 scores, that may actually be enough because of the weather.
The elements, right?
Absolutely. So you want to run the ball. You want to try to take the air out the ball, shorten the game, shorten the time of possession that Parkway North's going to have. But in order to do that, you got to convert third downs.
Let's send it down to our talented sideline reporter, Angela Sharp.
Hey there, I'm Matt Bierman from the Elite Football Academy with me. Glad to have you back. Are there some guys out here you guys train?
Yeah, you know what? It's a nice and wet game out here, but we got both quarterbacks from the team. Reese Goddard here is having a good night, really big run. Luke Hertzler from Parkway North. Big Michael Thompson, who's one of the premier defensive linemen in the country. He's got offers at pretty much every major school and still got another year to play. So these guys are out here. Kind of one of those hallmark or trademark games, I guess, that you'll remember your whole adult life, getting to play out here in a nice, rainy, wet night. And they'll have a nice TV telecast to remember it by, right?
To remember it by. You got to love that. Did you work with them a little bit on how to deal with rain, those quarterbacks?
Yeah, do different drills with, just making them uncertain about different elements. You can't really replicate this, but there's certain things you can do to the ball, or just it's more about mindset, though, getting these guys to understand to focus on their job and be trained to do exactly what their coaches need them to do.
Yeah, you need that. And you guys start really early, too.
Yeah, we just got done. Every Friday night we get to do our flag football right before we come out and watch the big boys play. But we have young kids, 5 years old up through middle schoolers, starting to learn the game of football the right way, learning fundamentals all the way up to a point to where they can get out here and start to play at a high level in high school.
And how can somebody get their child involved in Elite Football Academy?
The easiest way is to log on to our site, elitefootball.net. From there, you can do a free session of one of our skills development classes, also our speed and agility class. Come in and try it out. Learn to become a complete athlete and understand what it takes to really meet the goals that you're trying to achieve, whether that's just learning the game, whether that's trying to start, whether that's trying to go on to be a collegiate or a professional athlete.
So any level, even if you just want to learn the rules.
Yeah, just learn the rules, whatever it might be, just come on out and we'll get you taken care of.
We love that. Definitely check out the Elite Football Academy. Why did you choose to be a part of the Bommarito High School Prep Zone Game of the Week?
quite honestly, it's one of the easiest ways to give back and let these guys experience something that's going to be with them for really a long time. So anytime we can support the guys that we get to train in the community we're in, we love that opportunity. And this is really a great opportunity that you guys are creating for these kids, and we couldn't be any more proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, and we love to be here. Back to you, Harry and Isaac.
All right, thank you, Angela. Quick pitch to Newton. He's across the 40, 45 into the Kirkwood territory at the Kirkwood 45, and a quick hitter in the first completion of the night for Hertzler. Newton's going to get up slow. His knee kind of buckled on that tackle, and he's limping to the sideline.
Yes, and when you want to try to complete passes in this weather, you want to do short passes there. Travion Mosby comes up. He's in position to make the play, misses the tackle, and leads to a big run. Travion had a very good first half. He played a very good safety, came up, made a couple of tackles, comes in, that's his man, he misses the tackle there, but look out for him. That's why you don't want to throw the ball deep, because Travion Mosby is one of those guys that can pick one off and you try to throw it too deep for him.
Sweeping right, big hole inside the 40, flag behind the play. One of the better runs of the night for Parkway North, but that's going to be a hold against the Vikings. We'll try to keep an eye on that Parkway North sideline as their terrific tight end and linebacker Ryan Newton went down with a jankety knee.
And when you throw it, you really want to focus on the quick passing game. So I'll be surprised if Kirkwood doesn't bring their corners up and try to play press coverage to make those throwing lanes disappear. Because when you're in zone, when you're throwing the ball quick, it's very easy to get the ball out and make those completions. If you miss one tackle, as we just saw there, it can lead to a long catch and run.
Well, a devastating play there. The hold was behind the line of scrimmage. Instead of being second and about 5, it's going to be first and 20-plus yards. So they drop all the way back to their own 40, 41-yard line. Do the Vikings of Parkway North run it again, and a big hole across the 45 out to about the 47-yard line. Pickup of about 6 for Keon Butler.
And once again, coming from his safety position, Travion Mosby, the junior transfer, comes in, gets low, and that's a good tackle. Gets his head across the knees and make sure he brings that tackler down. That's what you want to do as a safety. You want to come flat downhill, and you know if you miss that tackle, it's going to be a long run, but he's so confident he comes right in and makes the tackle. Very good play.
Take it one way, go the other way. A little bit of a gap on the wing now to the midfield stripe. The 45 still going and going to get to about the 42-yard line where he's gang tackled, and that's a nice little run. It's going to be third down and about 8. Pickup of about 10 for Mr. Suber.
This is one of the ways you can slow down a very fast and aggressive defense. You just go misdirection. Here's the pulling guard and tackle. Comes up from the left side, pulling to the right. Then he gets outside. Good job putting his foot in the ground and getting right up the field. Look at him fighting for those little extra yards, which is very important in a very close game like this.
Third and about 7, maybe 8 yards to go. And a different quarterback. It's Jelani Williams, typically a defensive back. They were going with a bit of a wildcat look there, and he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Yeah, that play just took too long. Telfair saw it the entire time, and he runs it down from behind, get those hands on him, and then this is a very good stop by Kirkwood. The last thing they wanted to do was to come out and give up a tying touchdown. Good job getting off the field on third down.
And here's a snap. Somebody jumped, obviously. It'll go against Parkway North. And that doesn't really bother them at that particular place. Farron's going to plant it down around the 10-yard line anyway.
And sometimes it actually helps you get a little bit more room as a punter. You want those little extra 5 yards, just give you a little bit more room to drop that ball inside the 10.
This one's high, and Jordan steps up to catch it at about the 10, bobbles it, and fell on it right there at the 10-yard line, and a dangerous play for the Kirkwood Pioneers. But they survive, and they will hold on to the football right at their own 10. You watch it there, the replay sponsored by the American Jeep Fitters.
Jordan has to understand here, look, there's nowhere to go here. There's 3 runners, 3 defenders right in front of you. Call fair catch the ball, and let your offense take it from there.
So deep in their own territory are the Kirkwood Pioneers with that 6-love lead. Got to be careful here in the wet conditions. Try not to make this offensive set something that's good for the offensive production of Parkway North. Goddard in the gun, misdirection, good handoff the other way out across the 10, maybe the 12-yard line. Clay with the carry.
That is a really, really good play by Greg Wright. The linebacker coming in from the left side. He's on the edge. It's a run blitz, and they're just guessing they're going to run. He comes right off the edge, gets low, wraps him up, and now he forces second and long. That's just a very good call by the defensive coordinator with the run blitz from the outside, and then the defender coming in making a play.
Goddard looking, throws long, and there's no receiver there, and it's intercepted at the 40. Turning it back up the field, it's Jones. He'll give ground to the 50, now takes it forward to the 40, breaking tackles and down to the 35-yard line. Andrew Jones, we saw him make a touchdown-saving tackle earlier, and now he ran down the pass and picked it off.
Yeah, it's one of the plays that Parkway North needed to try to get some energy back into this offense. It looks like the receiver just stopped. He was confused on the route.
I didn't think Jones could get to it, but he ran it down, and the big turnover, and now Parkway North with an opportunity to tie this football game.
That is a very difficult catch by Jones. That ball is coming right over his head. He's looking up almost behind him. Water is coming down right in his eyes. His concentration level had to be extremely high. He knew how important that ball was. He caught it, and now gives North the ball here on the +50.
And on first down, Hertzler is buried back at the 32-yard line on the blitz coming from the outside, and that was Tyndall, Armand Tyndall, coming off the edge. But let's watch the replay of the interception.
As he's covering his man, he sees the ball. Now look at his eyes. This ball is fading right over the shoulder, so now he has to be a receiver here. With no gloves, gets up and catches that ball. That is a tremendous, difficult catch, even for a receiver to make, let alone a defensive back.
Loss of about 6 on the sack, and nowhere to go on this sweep. Too many red jerseys. They continue to play terrific defense. Barnett was there, so was Moore.
Also, Orville Ferguson, a DN, 6'4", 200 pounds. He did a really good job getting up the field. This Kirkwood defense has played exceptional tonight.
Yeah, they've been terrific.
Absolutely. And I know the weather can equalize and slow down a very good offense. And that, so I'm sure they got some help with there too. But you still got to play the game. This defense has gotten off the field on third down. Now it's 3rd and 18.
Hertzler under pressure, throws over the middle, and it's caught. Jones has it at the 30 and brought down right there. A nice pickup. It'll set up 4th and just a couple of yards to go. And you wonder if they bring Farron out for the bomb field goal or they just go for it here. Probably 4-down territory.
Yeah, I think you have to go for it here because you want to try to tie this game. Now you're down at around the 30-yard line. And if you don't go for it, okay, you give it to them there at the 30. But it's 4th and 4. This is extremely important, and you maybe even call in for the offense as a no play. Say,
and
listen, there's
now
no
Bob
play.
Bunton just called a timeout. They were a little bit confused. He'll call the timeout, and so they will talk over what they want to do in this next situation. Tonight's telecast brought to you in part by Noodles and Company. Real food, real cooking, real flavors. They have locations all over the St. Louis metropolitan area. We had noodles for supper tonight. Terrific food from our friends at Noodles and Company. Jones, by the way, makes the catch on this offensive set. He made the interception to set it up. The interception was his 3rd of the year. The catch was his 4th of the year, and he's been a very valuable guy tonight for Bob Bunton.
And it helps him being a receiver, playing offense, being a receiver, because to catch that ball over your head that way, you actually have to put yourself in the mind of a receiver, because that ball is coming straight over the top. He's fading away. That's a doubly tough catch for anyone to make. And in a tight game like this, it's plays like that the offense needs to kind of get going. So now he's put his team in a situation to where it's 4th and 4. They're going to bring the offense back out, which I agree, and go for it.
And you wonder if they took that time out. Their starting tight end out with a little bit of a knee injury. You wonder if even the package, they got out there and said, well, wait, we're missing somebody, or the wrong guy's in the wrong spot. So they go 3 wide to the bottom of your screen, single wide receiver to the top. Good look at the quarterback there, Hertzler. In the gun on a big 4th down play. Back to pass. Has time, hit, and it's almost intercepted. It'll go incomplete. And Parkway North fails to convert in a big stand by that Kirkwood defense.
Once again, that Kirkwood defense is all over the place. And I believe that was number 52, Yvonne Burnett, that gets in there and deflects this ball. But watch the defensive line. Great job getting low and then getting through there and affecting that pass. Great job by Luke Moore, the D lineman, the 6'1", 185-pound D lineman, gets low, gets freed, and comes in and deflects that pass. And that gives the ball right back to Kirkwood. And you would think Kirkwood would try to use some clock here and run the football.
Out of the gun, the Pioneers. And the misdirection. Going back the other way across the 30, 35. Good run out to about the 42-yard line. Nicely done by Mr. Clay. Let's send it down to Angela Sharp on the sideline.
I've got Luke from Dead On Sports with me here today. Now, somebody who knows nothing about Dead On Sports, what do?
So basically, we build a quarterback and long snapper target that you can use, to build accuracy. 'Cause that's what we do. We build accuracy. And when we set out, we set out to build something that was kind of simple, but easy to see and to give you better points of contact when you throw the football and you hit it. You actually see where you're throwing, so you can make the adjustments to become dead on, rather than just throwing at a target for the sake of throwing at a target.
Now these are in patterns and colors, and why is that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we use a certain pattern and colors, so no matter where you're at on a football field, you can see it. Like I said before, you're not just throwing at a target just to throw at a target. You're throwing at something that you can see, whether you're 30 yards away, 10 yards away, 50 yards away. You can see it, you can recognize what you're hitting, and make the adjustments when you're not hitting what you need to hit to be able to become, once again, dead on.
And do you see people's accuracy improve with this?
Absolutely. I mean, we have guys working out at Elite Football Academy, which, we test everything that we do out there. So they use our products week in and week out. And actually the 2 quarterbacks today have used our products, and I think it's actually showing off pretty well in the rain. I mean, I've seen some pretty accurate passes for, the weather we're having. So I would say yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, how can somebody find your product?
So you can find us in your regular sporting good catalog, or through Shut Sports, Kurt Smith's in Belleville, Illinois, and MVP in Camdenton, Missouri.
Awesome. Definitely check out Dead End Sports. Back to you, Harry and Isaac.
All right, thank you, Angela. After a nice run by Clay, there was a holding penalty against Kirkwood, going to wipe away the first down. We'll march them back to about the 35-yard line, and I've watched people use those dead-on sports targets, and they really do help the players. So 2nd and long for Kirkwood now after a devastating penalty against the Pioneers. Empty backfield this time, and Goddard on the quarterback sweep. And he'll run out of bounds and get a couple.
Goddard has to understand the situation here. They don't call this play to get you out of bounds to stop the clock. You definitely want to get around the edge. But, right before you go out of bounds here, this is a design run to the left. Good block by his backer here. Now put your foot in the ground right here and then get up the field, even if that means taking on number 22 and get a couple of yards. That's what you have to do in that situation. Time is of the essence here if you're Kirkwood, and possessions. You don't want to give North the ball any more than you have to. Now you're in 3rd and long.
3rd and 13 out of the gun. Goddard will roll right. Look down the field. Look. And now he'll take off and run and lose yardage. Maybe just a yard, but it'll be 4th down, and didn't like what he saw down the field and probably made a wise choice that time.
Yeah, sometimes you have to eat it. And sometimes the defense wins. They had a sprint out to the right. They had a couple of flat routes to the right side for a couple of receivers. They were well covered. What he didn't want to do is throw it out of bounds to stop the clock. So he did a good job of putting the ball down, and that means taking a hit. So be it, but you keep the clock rolling. Your defense is playing very well tonight. You kick the ball, and you have your defense go out there and tell them to stop them again.
Barnett to punt it again. McMiller deep for Parkway North. In a 6-0 game, the Pioneers out in front. And Barnett gets away. Boy, they were coming hard. McMiller retreats to the 25 rather. Comes up the near side 30 and gets down at about the 31-yard line. Good coverage by the Kirkwood Pioneers. In on the tackle, number 31, R.J. Jackson.
Good job by Jackson. The senior or the junior wide receiver also plays defensive back, getting down there on special teams and making a stop.
Now Parkway North, obviously it's very rainy here, but unofficially I've got Hertzler 2 for 8, both of those completions here in the second half. Their passing game has been non-existent. The running game has struggled. They're just really hoping to find some break through.
Yeah, and I believe it has to be with their running game. This offensive line of Parkway North has to take this game over. If they don't, then they're going to be really hard pressed to. Here's the guard, put him around from left to right. Good job by number 36, standing him up, and then here comes the help right there to close in that gap. So they're playing the run. They meaning Kirkwood. They're playing the run. These linebackers are sneaking up, playing the runs, getting closer to that line of scrimmage because they just don't believe that North are going to be able to complete a pass over their heads.
2-yard gain for Smith, and back to pass is Hertzler. Long, left side, has a man open in for a bit, but then the ball hung up a little, and it gets knocked out of bounds by Phillips.
Great job by Antonio Phillips. Playing defensive back, he's way off, so he's reading the quarterback, and this ball just stays up just a little bit too much. Good job not trying to do too much when you're Phillips, trying to catch this ball, knock it out of bounds. Good job. And now you put them in 3rd and long. They haven't completed much all day. They haven't completed 3rd and long all day. Look for Kirkwood to just play coverage and try to force Parkway North to throw this ball over their heads.
The receiver, Jelani Williams, went out grabbing his hamstring. Inside handoff, and Suber has nowhere to go. Maybe lost a yard, and it'll be 4th down. And Parkway North's offense has been stuck in neutral most of the night.
Absolutely. Those linebackers are all over the place. Watch number 4, Tyreek Lewis, the linebacker. He reads it and gets up under the block right there, sheds the block, and then makes the tackle. That is textbook by a linebacker. Take on the offensive lineman, shed the blocker, then come down and make the tackle.
Low snap, but Farron gets it off. It will land at the 25, go inside the 20, and all the way down near the 10-yard line. Great bounce and a nice punt again by Jack Farron.
Yeah, I know Joe Jordan, the returner there, wanted to pick that ball up. He gave him maybe 20 yards there, but it's so tricky. That ball takes a bad hop and hits your chest, and it's free and live. Now North jumps on the ball and have an opportunity to score. So it's a good play. I know he gave up 15 yards there, letting that ball bounce. But in this weather and with that defense, how well the defense is playing, go ahead, let it drop, let it roll back, and hope that your offense can convert at least a couple of first downs before having to punt the ball.
Pioneers with that 6-0 lead. This game is going quickly by because of a lack of scoring and thus stoppages of the clock. And the Pioneers have it deep in their own end. Inside handoff and just a couple of yards, not even a couple, maybe 1 yard, lunging forward Tyreek Lewis.
Zach Scott coming from his linebacker position, 6'1", 210 senior. Good job of reading that running play, getting inside and holding them up. Once you wrap them up, you want to hold them up and let your friends come and try to strip that ball away. That's exactly what Scott did there. Great job there on 1st down.
2 gritty defenses playing well tonight in the rain. The offense is struggling a bit. Quick pass left side, complete. Nope, dropped. Jordan couldn't hold on to it. And it'll be 3rd down and 9.
I like the fact they want to try to complete something short here. The ball is right here. It's right on him. Good throw. He has to make this catch. This has to be a catch here. Even if Jordan only picks up 3-4 yards there, that's fine. There's no problem. Now you get the ball back on 3rd down, and it makes it 3rd and 4, which is more manageable than 3rd and 9. So that's a big drop at this time in the game.
3rd and 9. Goddard went for a hard count there, hoping to pull the Vikings off. That didn't work. Now he looks to the sideline, gets the rest of the play. And he's back to pass on 3rd down. Slant is batted down at the line of scrimmage. It might have been Scott that knocked it down. They're a call congratulating him. I think it was Zach Scott. Check that, Zach Kern. Had my wrong Zach there. And it'll be 4th down, and Kirkwood will be punting from very deep in their own zone. And Parkway North's had pretty good field position most of the night. Just haven't been able to do much with it.
And that's the problem on 2nd down. When you drop that ball on 2nd down, it brings up 3rd and long, and it stops the clock. So Kirkwood gets the ball, and they don't even take more than 30 seconds off the clock before they have to give it right back to Parkway North.
Boy, what a great punt. A line drive that goes over the head of McMiller, has to retreat to the 25-yard line, and he'll get it across the 30 to the 35. But by rifling it over the head of the returner, that was a brilliant play by Ivan Barnett.
Absolutely. Exactly what they needed was a big punt there, and that's exactly what they got. Vashon Emerson comes down and makes the tackle there. So an excellent, excellent punt.
Watch this. Now, a 40-yard punt would have landed at the 50-yard line. It lands at the 30, the opposite 35, and then takes a good bounce. What a terrific play. So we check the field, and once again, I do not see a little bit of a different setup, a little bit of a wing formation.
Absolutely.
Near side, Suber hurdles a man and across the 40 to the 44. He's been their most effective back tonight, Suber, who's very active in their offense, but not the starter. He's been their best running player tonight.
And if you're Parkway North, you're just trying to find something that works. If you're Coach Bunton, you're just trying to find a combination of backs that's going to give you that spark. And maybe they found one right now, because that's what you're looking for. You need somebody to give you that spark offensively, because it has not been there all day.
Same formation, but to the opposite side. And the same play, sweeping left. Suber, 45, 1st down, knocked out of bounds near the midfield stripe. And a couple of players get into it a little bit. Conversation out near the 45-yard line, but Suber gets the 1st down. And they have found something that they think will work, and it's worked on the first 2 plays. But I see the Parkway North players walking backwards. I don't see a flag. And, yeah, there's no reason for them to walk backwards. It is a 1st down out near the midfield stripe.
Well, they definitely found a little bit of something here of trying to get outside this Kirkwood defense. I guess they're believing that they're tiring him down with that offensive line.
Well, they set up that wing, that fullback on the wing, and he's been able to make some nice blocks on the edge there. Into the hole, through the hole, inside the 45. Best drive of the night, really. For the Parkway North Vikings, you can hear the sirens. Suber gets positive yardage, and the 3rd quarter is over. Kirkwood leads it 6-0. Parkway North is driving on the Bommarito Automotive Group Prep Zone High School Game of the Week.
I was sick of working dead-end jobs. I wanted to have a career. Battle gave me the hands-on experience to build my future. Them teachers were very good.
The purpose of them coming to Veterot is to learn a trade. As an instructor, I'm gonna be there for them.
They just made me feel like a brand new person.
He's been working with me for some years, and I'm proud of him and the things that they have instilled in him.
I want to follow in my dad's footsteps, but now I figured out through Veterot, I could be better than my dad. Battle Rock had really changed my life.
Fourth quarter about to start. Parkway North, inside handoff. Suber inside the 40, inside the 35, and he has been very effective in the second half, and he's been their best running back tonight. Let's send it down to Angela Sharp.
I have our Lion's Choice family of the game. Now, I mentioned earlier, since a lot of people left because of the rain, the family of the game tonight was going to be very special. I've got the Young family here. Who are your children out here?
Cornell Young is number 3. Travion Mosby is number 14, and David Young is number 25, set of twins and an extra baby.
There you go. So you are cheering on all 3 of them this evening.
All 3 of them, and then the rest of the Kirkwood family as well.
That's right. You have been very loud yourself. I hear you yelling and screaming out here. Do you like watching your kids play?
Absolutely. They look forward to me hollering. They always say when they get home, I didn't hear you yell, Mother, so they lose games when I'm not here.
So you need to yell. Now, is this a future player right here?
This is Sugar Wooga. Say hi, Sugar Wooga.
Well, you guys are our Lion's Choice family of the game. Lion's Choice serving real roast beef since '67. I have a $50 gift card. You can go take all those kids out and get some cones and roast beef.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Back to you, Harry and Isaac.
I'm going to start calling Isaac Sugar Wooga, I think. That's
please
a
don't.
Name.
Let's not.
Second and 11, Lewis into the pile for about 4. Little, fullback dive there, kind of caught them off balance, and a nice run by Tariq Lewis.
I love the smash mouth right at you, right
Check that,
down
Ryan
the
Smith.
line.
I just want to correct myself.
Right down the line, smash mouth right at you. And that's what Parkway North is wanting to do right now. They've got to get something going, and it's almost a sense of urgency right now with this offense. They're right around the 30-yard line. They know we've got to get this ball in the end zone. You're definitely looking at 4 downs here. So you have 4 downs to get 10, and you have to get the ball in the end zone right now if you're Parkway North.
Hertzler to Suber. And he'll fall forward for maybe a couple. We have not seen Ryan Newton check back in the game since he went down with that tweaked knee, and that is a bigger deal than just what goes on in this game as we watch the replay. Ryan Newton is really the backbone of this team, and if he's out any extended period of time, that's going to really hurt this Viking squad.
Good job right there by Tyree Wiley coming in, shedding the blocker, and then wrapping up that runner. He's been having a good game all night as well. I tell you what, this Kirkwood defense, everyone from the defensive line all the way back to the secondary has really had a really good game tonight.
Parkway North takes the timeout. They were a bit confused. And again, I wonder if you've got some of the guys, your staples that are not playing, I wonder if sometimes that you get the wrong guy out there or the package doesn't seem right, so you have to call a timeout to fix it.
Yeah, and on 4th down, this is the time right now is too important to not make sure that everyone is on the same page. This is a very big play. I like the timeout because you may not get down here again. So you call a timeout and make sure everyone's on the same page. You may even want to go on, say, a hard count here and just tell your lineman, please do not jump here. We're going on hard count to see if we can pick up that first down by one of those guys jumping offside. And if not, we're going to run this particular play. So I like the first down to really make sure everyone's on the same page.
You don't often think 9:39 left in a game is a critical time period, but in a wet, soggy field where the offenses have not been able to move, this could be a critical play in the game.
Absolutely, because again, you may not get down here again. So whatever the play you're most comfortable with as a team, whatever that best play is, we're going to see it from Parkway North tonight, right now.
I wanted to see the fullback on the wing again, but they didn't do it, and Hertzler's going to throw. Little swing pass, has the man in the flat, and I think a first down. We'll see where they mark it. He was right at the stick. Little swing pass out to the running back, Smith. And we'll see where they mark it. It is very close.
That is a great job by Smith, knowing his number was called and them saying you must get this first down. When he caught the ball, he was 6 yards short. And when he was first contacted, he was about 3 yards short. And then he really fought for those extra 3 yards.
Well, they are really scrutinizing it. The Parkway North people seem to be disappointed with the spot. You can see the officials standing there. I think they're going to call it a 4th. I think they're going to give the ball to Kirkwood. Let's see if we can see it on the replay. The officials are going to measure now.
It looks short from.
Let's watch Ryan Smith catch this ball out of the backfield.
This is a design play. Fullback pretend he's blocking, then go out into the flat.
He's got to get to the 24.
Lewis misses the tackle there. And then
he looks like he made it to me.
The question is, was his right leg,
Sure.
right foot out of bounds? And with the angle we had, we really couldn't tell if that right foot was out of bounds or not.
I think the officials are saying it's a first down for somebody, but I think they're going to move the sticks.
First down, Parkway North. That
Wow.
offense is on the field.
Wow. That was death-defying for both teams, waiting for that to be sorted out.
Kirkwood's defense has been strong all night. They got to once again come up with a very strong performance on this possession to get the ball back.
And on first down, it's Suber again. He's going to get to the edge, inside the 20, inside the 15, down near the 12. And another first down for Parkway North. But what a gutsy call by Bob Bunton's offense. They haven't passed the ball well at all, and they went to the pass on that critical fourth down play.
Not only the pass, but to a player who's not used to catching the football. You go to a pass and you use the fullback on a slip block out in the flat, and then he catches it and just use that big body of his to get the first down. Then you come right back on your next play with another first down run. So now this offense of Parkway North is starting to move.
Down to the 13-yard line, trying to get that tying score and hopefully the extra point for the leading scorer. Suber, not much room that time. He has been the workhorse here in the second half.
Yeah, and once again, a very good job by Tariq Lewis for Kirkwood.
Good news for Parkway North. Jelani Williams, we saw him go out grabbing his hamstring, but he's out there playing right now. So that's good news for Parkway North on the injury front. As we mentioned, we still haven't seen Ryan Newton since he went out with that, what looked to be a knee injury. Pickup of 1 for Suber on first down, 2nd and 9. Give it to him again. Stutter step. Good pursuit by Kirkwood. Number of guys there, but one of them, Armand Tyndall, coming in from his linebacker position. Good look at him there, number 6.
Absolutely. The junior linebacker comes in. I like how he stayed low. You don't want to try to tackle high. Watch when he comes in here. He's free. Now get low, get real low, and then just wrap him up and wait for your friends to come. Good job getting in there and getting down. Not trying to do too much. Don't try to strip the ball and miss the tackle. Just wrap your arms around him and make sure you bring him down to the ground.
Big third down play here, 3rd and 9. Hertzler back, under pressure, throws the slant, and it's incomplete. And it'll be 4th down. Pressure was coming. Got it off quickly, but too far out in front of the intended receiver.
Well, Andrew Jones has to run that route to win.
He didn't complete the route, did he?
Absolutely. He stopped. He saw the corner coming down or the safety coming down, and instead of crossing his face, watch him stop and cut off his route. You can't do that. Even though he sees that.
I think that pass was blocked, too.
Was it?
I think it was tipped at the line, too. But, yeah, he just kind of gave up on the route momentarily there.
Big 4th down here for Kirkwood now.
Obviously
Kirkwood's
not trying to
defense.
kick the field goal here. That does them no good. 7:56 to go. 4th and 9. Can they convert again? Lobbing it up and incomplete. The ball was well short. Hertzler couldn't get it off, and it was wobbly all the way. And another stop
slipped
by Kirkwood.
Sorry, Harry. That ball slipped right out of his hand. He was looking to throw that ball for his receiver, and it just slips right out of his hand.
All right, we want to connect with Angela Sharp. I think we're about to send it to her. We'll wait and see, but a big stop by that Kirkwood defense. Let's send it to Angela Sharp.
So Ryan Newman is on the sidelines there. He's on the bench, shoe and sock of his left foot off, foot, ankle, wrapped, ice. He's in a lot of pain. Probably won't see him the rest of the game.
All right, thank you, Angela. So an ankle, not a knee for Ryan Newton. And the inside handoff for Kirkwood. Thank you for that reporting, Angela Sharp. I love getting the updates from the sideline. And a good 4 or 5 yard run there for Kirkwood's Clay.
Yeah, Gavin DeBoer, the offensive line, 5'10", 245 senior, just destroyed his man. That's what you want to do right now if you're Kirkwood. Those big guys up front need to take over this game this last 7 minutes and try to make a long drive here, run down the clock, and possibly put a score on the board that will most likely end the game.
Give it to Clay. Nope, Goddard keeps it himself across the 20 and a first down out near the 24. And every first down makes this a little bit of a more difficult challenge for Parkway North.
Absolutely. Watch number 59 again. Gavin DeBoer comes across, blocks one man. The linebacker comes, then he seals him off. Look at that block. Great job by DeBoer, and then a quarterback getting right behind him.
Reese Goddard has been terrific running the football tonight. Pioneers are milking the clock. First down out to the 24. Inside handoff. Not much that time.
Well, if you're Parkway North, you know that you're going to be facing the run. So those linebackers are not even going to drop back at all or try to play any kind of a pass coverage. They're sniffing out run, and they're going to be close to that line of scrimmage. It makes it a little bit tougher if you're the lineman, because you're trying to get up on those backers and they're already standing right there. So it makes it tough. But that's what it's about right now. Who's going to win this game in the trenches?
Goddard on the misdirection and breaking a tackle out near the 30, 31, still going out to about the 34-yard line. And that was all about effort by Tyreek Lewis. Lewis was hit in the backfield, spun out of one tackle, you'll see it here, and then just wouldn't go down.
Yes, watch number 73, the lineman Robert Lee gets in on his great block there, and that really gets the backer free. So there again, this offensive line is doing a good job, and then Lee comes in and gives them an extra push at the very end.
That was just about Tyreek Lewis wanting it more than the other player.
Absolutely, and that's what it comes down to right now, late in the fourth quarter.
Third and very short. Goddard will keep it himself into the pile. Pile moves, and I think he has the first down. He's out across the 35.
That's a good call. Why? Because Goddard is a big, strong, physical type quarterback that you can use him as a running back. That was a design run. He knows listen, you're not going to break one deep here for 70 yards. Those linebackers are right there. He gets behind his big offensive lineman and makes sure he holds on to that ball. Good job by Robert Lee once again, pulling from left to right to lead the quarterback up for that first down.
You talk about Lee. He was the center last year, guard now, as you're seeing him out there. Another big first down, clock running under 5 minutes now. Deep, and now to the 35-40, and a big gap at the midfield stripe, and to the 46-yard line. And Clay gets a huge first down for Kirkwood.
Great call by the offensive coordinator here. You've been pounding them up the middle, up the middle, up the middle. Now you hit them with the misdirection. Give it to them. Around the edge you go. Look at those linebackers. They're stuck in the middle. Then he breaks it free, gets to the second and third level, uses his speed, and wraps up the ball. Very good play call. Great execution by this offense.
Big first down, clock running under 5 minutes. It'll be under 4.5 minutes by the time they snap it. And another sweep, this time this side. Inside the 40, 35 down near the 30-yard line. Did the ball come out? It did. And Parkway North has the turnover. What a turn of events. After a good run by Lewis, he coughed it up, and the Vikings come up with a crucial turnover.
Exactly what North needed. Boy, I thought that ground made him fumble. I thought he was on the ground. I'd like to see that again if we can.
Well, look at
good
that.
Play call.
The guys in the truck are listening to you.
Good play call, and he gets around Clay with a good block right there to get him up. Now he needs to switch the ball from the left hand to the right hand, and he doesn't do that. And then he's in the air now.
Well, we're not going to see it because of the tent.
Is right there in my way.
Jelani Williams was there reaching in for it, and probably Jelani pulled it out. And Parkway North needed a turnover in the worst way, and they got it. 4:21 to go. This might be their last opportunity. A little confusion in the backfield, but Suber runs hard and picks up 5, maybe 6 yards.
This Kirkwood defense is going to be asked one more time to have a good stand and to make sure that North doesn't get in the end zone.
I think we're going to see the fumble from a little bit different angle. Maybe that tent won't be in the way.
There's Lewis. He has the ball in his left hand. Now he's going to jump right here. Does he lose the ball in the air there?
Yeah, because the ball's way
yeah,
back
he
at the
did
30-yard
because the
line.
ball's behind him. Absolutely, he lost
Fumbled
it
the
early.
snap, and Hertzler got on top of it. Wow, that could have been disaster for Parkway North. As it is, they cough up a down, and it'll be 3rd and about 3 to get this crucial first down.
Whatever your best play-action play is to get the ball in the flat may be the call here.
Or
and
where's that play with the fullback in the wing?
Absolutely. You may go back to that play where the fullback slips a block, gets out in the flat, gets the ball, and goes up the sideline. You need one of those types of plays because nothing in the passing game has worked all night for North.
3rd and 3 for the Vikings. Inside handoff. Lewis threw a hole and a first down. Big conversion for Parkway North as Lewis now for the second time has come up with a big first down conversion for them.
Absolutely. I thought maybe they'll throw
It's
it to
Ryan
him.
Smith. I keep calling him the other fullback. I apologize.
I thought maybe they'll throw it to him. Instead of doing that, they said, listen, we're just going to give it to you out of the backfield, get a good head of steam, and get that first down.
Under 3 minutes to go. A fresh set of downs for Parkway North. Ryan Smith has come up with 2 big plays in this 4th quarter. Pitch. Suber comes near side. 40. A flag comes in. He's across the 45 and fumbled, but Parkway North fell on it. Jelani Williams fell on it, so they didn't turn it over. Usually you think holding, and that's in fact what it is against Parkway North.
Yeah, the left guard, Michael Thompson, 6'4", 285. He had the shirt all balled up from Averill Ferguson.
Good look at the Kirkwood fans.
Easy holding call. He grabbed the shirt and just did not let it go.
That is a bad penalty for Parkway North.
Bad penalty at the absolute worst time. It's never a good time to have a penalty.
Right.
But when you are driving and trying to tie the game, that was absolutely a bad penalty.
Yeah, so I'm not blaming the player. I'm just saying the timing of that was just
Absolutely.
devastating.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All the way back to the 32-yard line. It's going to be first and a long way to go. Clock running, 2:25 to go. And don't forget, Parkway North has already used 2 of their timeouts. In the gun now, Hertzler. They might have to chuck it a little bit now. And Parkway North move. In just a moment, Isaac Bird will be naming your Carpenters Union player of the game, who I'm guessing it's number 9 in red. And we'll also be trying to figure out the Vatterott Hard Hat player of the game as well. False start moves it back 5 more yards, and it will cost them some time. This is becoming a very difficult time for Parkway North.
Absolutely. Now they're starting to make mistakes at the most crucial time in the game. Now you're under 3 minutes, under 2 minutes, only on your 26-yard line, and now their sense of urgency has to kick in with this offense.
2 straight penalties, and North needs a lot of yards as well. Back to pass and a reverse. McMiller has it deep and is going to lose a lot of yardage all the way back to the 16-yard line. Luke Moore was pursuing and made the tackle.
That's just being very disciplined. Luke Moore has the outside contained. It is his job as a defensive lineman to watch him right here, number 11 on the top of your screen. He has outside contained. He must make sure he gets blocked and he gets up and he sees it. He must make sure he turns this run back in. Good job of reaching out, grabbing him, and making the tackle. That's just a great effort from a defender that was blocked, gets up and makes the play.
2nd and a mile after this play. I'm going to have you officially say that Reese Goddard is the Carpenters Union player of the game. Long pass left side, up for grabs, diving, and not able to pull it in for Parkway North. Incomplete to Hawkins. And yes, Reese Goddard, player of the game.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And Williams is hurt. He might have landed on his shoulder. He didn't look like he was moving that right arm very well when they tried to roll him over. And what about the Vatterott Hard Hat player of the game?
I like the safety from Kirkwood, Travion Mosby, who really had a good game. He had a lot of tackles. He's coming from his safety position. He had a couple of tackles behind the line of scrimmage. He broke up a couple passes today, and he had at least 1 touchdown saving tackle. I thought he was all over the field and did an exceptional job as well tonight, right when his team needed to have a really big defensive performance. I thought coming from his safety position, he did a great job all night.
Williams will walk off and try to check on him later, Hawkins rather. And but he doesn't look as badly injured as I initially thought. It's going to be 3rd down and very long. 3rd and 32, it looks like, under a minute to go. And Parkway North is 2 plays left, 1 timeout left to try to get a first down and to try to kind of keep this game going. So you heard the announcement. Reese Goddard will be your Carpenters Union player of the game. And the safety, Travion Mosby, will be your Vatterott College hard hat player of the game. And 3rd and very long for Parkway North. Twins to the bottom, trips to the top. They've got to get 32 yards in the next 2 plays and still have time to try to score a touchdown. Back to pass, Hertzler steps up, flag comes over the middle, intercepted. And a flag in the back end. And bringing it on cue is Mr. Mosby. Inside the 20 and down near the 15. We'll sort out the flags. But right after Isaac Bird said he was the hard hat player of the game, Mosby with a big interception.
Right where his team needed him. He's been there all night making plays. He's the safety. He has to make sure no one gets behind him. So he backpedals and reads the quarterback. Once that ball's in the air, now you have to be the receiver. He comes in and picks it off, comes right up under the receiver. And I see a flag there.
Well, it wasn't on him.
Can't be on him.
No, he made
it has
a great
to be
play.
absolutely. It has to be something else.
You wonder if the one back in the back end was a roughing the passer. Now we'll watch. Here it is. It's holding against Parkway North. That's the first flag. And roughing the passer and interference.
Wow.
Anyway, we wipe off the whole play, and it's still 3rd down. No interception for Mosby.
I guess they called Mosby for pass interference.
They
which
called
is interesting.
somebody for interference. He didn't touch the receiver.
I didn't see the entire play, the entire route. He may have been pushed while the ball was in the air by one of the corners before Mosby was able to get to the ball. But that's the problem that Parkway North has in this situation. They got to try to throw the ball deep. But Travion Mosby is one of those ball-hawking safeties where if that ball lays in the air too much, he's got the speed and athletic ability to cover from numbers to numbers to pick that ball off.
41 seconds left in the game. Parkway North on life support, rolling away Hertzler, and he's going to be sacked, fumbled, picked up out of the air, and run into the end zone by Telfair. A defensive touchdown by Kirkwood after the sack, the fumble, and the touchdown by Taj Telfair.
That puts an exclamation point right there on this game. And this is a huge win for Kirkwood right here at their home field. Big, big win.
Watch it again. Telfair comes in, forces him out of the pocket. Going to get hit from behind here. And Telfair comes up with the loose ball, give the sack to big number 71, Cortland Roseman. And then Telfair with the score.
Yeah, I think that was actually Camera Torre who actually got the sack. Number 71. Great play, big play by Kirkwood. Just a huge play. This defense all day long has dominated. Right when they needed a big game defensively, they get it.
Watch it again. Telfair will force him outside. Then the pursuit comes.
There's 71, good hit, wraps him up, very good legal hit, wraps him up, and he gets up and jumps up because he knows that was going to be a touchdown, and he's the one that calls that play. This defense has been exceptional all night.
That's Telfair's 3rd fumble recovery of the year in 5 games. Scores the touchdown. They lead at 12-0, and obviously ends any hope that Parkway North has to win this game. Kirkwood going to maintain this winning streak. Lost their opening game to Chaminade, but they've been perfect since then. And Williams on for the extra point. It's up high long enough, and this one is good. They lead at 13-0 with 34 seconds to go. Slow to get up is the offensive lineman Lee.
Well, North just never was able to sustain any type of ground game. When in a tough game like this, with the weather being so bad, the passing game really goes out of the window. Kirkwood made one big play in the running game that got them their lead, and their defense was able to hold on. Parkway North was not able to sustain any type of ground game, and when they turned to the pass today, it was just not there at all.
A lot of discussion on the Kirkwood sideline. Lear up 2 scores with 34 seconds to go. There's not a whole lot to think about here. Squib the kick down there, make them run it around. They're not going to score twice in the next 34 seconds.
I guess they were probably talking about maintain your, don't celebrate too much too early. Let's
don't jump on the field. Don't everybody get excited. Sure,
right.
All those discipline things.
Sure.
And now Nick Williams gets ready to put a foot into it. You would think squib, and there is the squib at about the 30-yard line. Coming all the way to the near side, big block there across the 40, cut down at about the 42.
Guess who?
Yeah, your guy. Mr. Mosby with the open field hit, and Parkway North has a play or two left, and that will be it. And how about
up a lot of points tonight, but this defense really showed up right when they needed it.
Kirkwood will roll to 2-0 in the league. Parkway North will fall to 1-1, so the Pioneers also take a leg up. Rittner 1-0. They will, haven't played tonight, but Kirkwood will. Oh, there's a fumble, and it's loose, and it looks like Kirkwood has the ball. It's all moot at this point. The game was going to end anyway.
It is moot, but now Kirkwood gets the opportunity to get into the best formation in all of football. That's what it's about. Being in that formation, the victory formation.
Pioneers will go to 2-0 in the league and have the most wins in conference play in the Suburban 12 South standings. And here comes Isaac's favorite formation.
Love this formation.
13-0 is going to be your final score. Two teams playing in not great conditions. Goddard will take the 5-yard loss. You'd rarely see the victory formation in a shotgun.
They just wanted to make sure that snap didn't get bobbled. It's a wet ball. They wanted to make sure they just get it back to Goddard and let him go ahead and sit on it.
Pioneers have won 4 in a row. They're 4-1. First loss of the year for Parkway North. They defeated Parkway Central, Marquette, U-City, and Summit, but they lose it tonight. Shut out by a score of 13-0. And, they only give up 13 points, 1 touchdown on against their offense, and they are not giving up hardly any points this year. Now just 29 points in 5 games.
Just a great performance tonight. Bad weather that favors a team that might be a little bit outmanned as Parkway North comes in here on a roll. But when you're at home and now the weather turns really bad, that's a game where the offensive line and defensive line must take control. And there's no doubt that Kirkwood's offensive defensive line took control of this game in the second half, and that's why they came up winning.
You see the players shaking hands there. That's looking over the shoulder of Angela Sharp. Down to the left, there's only about 30 or 40 students, but the players are all coming over and celebrating with the students that are in the house.
Those are very dedicated students there. They all to still be out here in this type of weather to cheer on their team.
Well, they're going to come over and sing the fight song or alma mater or whatever. They're very big into that stuff here at Kirkwood. So they're coming over here to do what they always do at the end of games. They always celebrate. Angela Sharp trying to find both 14 and number 9 over there. You can hear them singing. Let's listen in. Gotta love it. Usually the band is playing, but with the inclement weather, the band isn't, so the students just took it over.
I don't think he knows I'm actually doing.
Nothing like your victory song at the end of the game. 2 things you wanted to have happen at the end of the game: victory formation and victory song.
Big conference win for Kirkwood. Let's send it down to Angela Sharp.
Well, you could have sent it down to me, but he said, I got to go take a knee first with the coach. So he ran over there to go take his knee. He'll be back and talk with me very soon.
All right, we'll be talking it over with Angela Sharp and her players of the game. The Carpenters Union player of the game, Reese Goddard, the quarterback. The Vatterott College Hard Hat player of the game, Tavion Mosby. We'll check in with those guys in just a bit. But this is a huge win for Kirkwood after that opening game stub of their toe against a very good Chaminade team. Now they win 4 in a row, and they take the lead in the conference play. Let's send it to Angela. She has our hard hat player of the game, Mr. Mosby.
I have our Vatterott hard hat player of the game, Mr. Mosby. All right, what was it like out there in the rain?
Well, in the rain, you just gotta play hard, you know. The rain didn't bother me at all. I played like it was 80 degrees out there.
Didn't affect you one bit. Now, you guys started a little bit slow. You had a couple bad starts up there. How did you guys pull it together?
Well, we was in the locker room, and we said, don't let the weather determine how we play. So second half, we came out and just played our heart out.
And I love how everybody's coming. I'm interviewing him. Everybody's over there congratulating the other. What does this win mean for you guys? What do you go into next week with?
Well, 0-0. We just got to play the next team and beat them. We just on the road to stay. That's all, man.
That's right. Well, we have the Vatterott hard hat for you right here. You're the hard hat player of the game. Thank you very much. Back to you, Harry and Isaac.
All right, thank you. Angela Reese Goddard standing by, so no doubt we'll be sending it right back to Angela, and she has our Carpenters Union player of the game, quarterback Reese Goddard.
I have our Carpenters District Union player of the game, Mr. Goddard. Now, you've been doing a lot of media recently. You beat a record.
Yeah, last week, all because of my line and receivers. My receivers took it for about 300 yards after catch, thanks to all of them in the line blocking in front of me.
No, I noticed that. I saw one of your interviews, and you said right after you realized you broke that record, you thanked them for catching that.
Because, I mean, I could not have done without them, no doubt. And they did that for me. And it was a record as a team, not just a single individual record.
Well, I love that. Now, what was today like? I mean, steady rain all day. What was that like for you? Slippery ball, that kind of thing.
We knew inclement weather would be there since yesterday, so we practiced a little with the wet ball. We went into it knowing we wouldn't be able to throw that much, so we really had to rely on our running game. But in the end, it was our defense that won the game. Our whole defense should be getting interviewed because they allowed 0 points against a really good team.
I love this because you keep deflecting the compliments I'm giving you to other people on your team. Is Kirkwood just a big team effort here?
Yes, all in. Our motto is all in. We're all in as a team.
We love it. Well, you are our Carpenters District Union player of the game. Thank you very much. And what are you going to take into next week?
We have a bye week next week, so some rest, ice, and prepare for Parkway South in 2 weeks.
All right, well, good luck to you. Thank you very much. Back to you, Harry and Isaac.
All right, thank you, Angela. Tell you about our next opportunity to be with you on the Bommarito Automotive Group Prep Zone High School Game of the Week. They're going to show you the graphic there in just a minute, but Reese Goddard, humble, passing it along.
Love that in a kid. Not although he wins the player of the game, he has his focus on his teammates. The last couple of weeks, and as a leader of the team, as the quarterback, of course he gets all the interviews, he gets all the attention. But as you see, he's a guy that's going to deflect it all to his teammates, and that's why they come out and play as hard as they do.
He talked about having a bye. That's because they always have that bye in the middle of the year because they got the Webster game at the end of the season after everything is all kind of played out already.
Yeah, and that bye comes at a good time for them because you want to just take that bye after winning this game here. Now next week you get some time off, heal some wounds, and come up with a really good game plan for their next opponent.
Go back to the Metro Catholic Conference next week. Vianney and Chaminade, two really outstanding football teams. We saw that Chaminade team a couple of weeks ago, and Vianney's off to a good start as well. The Metro Catholic Conference is loaded. There you see the final score. Kirkwood over Parkway North, 13-0 in the soggy E.L. Lions Field here at Kirkwood High School. That'll do it for us. For our sideline reporter, Angela Sharp, all the guys and gals that are running the equipment and standing in the rain while Isaac and I stay in the nice dry press box, we want to say, since you've been there, make it a better place. So glad you've been with us tonight at Kirkwood High School. 13-0 is your final score. We say goodnight to you from Kirkwood from the Bommarito Automotive Group Prep Zone High School Game of the Week.